Good morning, everyone. We are live on set in Atlanta, Georgia. You are watching a live stream of June the Groomer. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna drop bombs today. I'm just kidding. Anyways, this is Bear. People are like, oh man, I'm out of here. This guy. All right. This little adorable Cavachon, and a Cavachon is a King Charles Cavalier and a Bichon mix. Oh, thank you, Bear. Thank you. Let's get on screen here. There you go, buddy. Oh, Bear. I'm gonna eat you. I'm just gonna eat you, Bear. I'm just gonna bite you and eat you. He looks like he's gonna taste like a Snickers bar or something. I will eat you, Bear. Anyways. Alrighty. Hey, Crystal. How are you? Okay, so we're gonna be giving Bear a haircut. So Bear was supposed to get a haircut the I think it was Monday I was here. I think it was Monday. But anyways, or Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. It was earlier this week. I was here, and Bear. Oh, isn't he so cute? Yomiko, isn't he so cute, adorable? So I was here last week. I mean, earlier this week. Happy Friday, everyone. Yeah, he is adorable. Steel Texas Scowl, what's up? So he was matted everywhere, just tangled up. And they like to keep them long as possible. You know, they love the, what's the kind of the fun of having a dog like this is, having them long and fluffy like a teddy bear. So, I combed him out as, gently as I could. It took 6 hours, right? But now I just put him on the table. I haven't put a comb on him yet, but check this out. Look at that. Not matted. Well, it is a little tangled, right? But look at that. Even down his legs. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And I detangled him on Monday. It took about 6 hours, but it was worth it because now he's comfortable. He's not tangled up. Let me adjust this camera angle here. But look at this. Now, before, this was all matted. This was all just mats. But now, I can go through with the comb. Look at that. Oh, and it feels silky. Alrighty. So, look at that. So we're only getting a little bit. See that? So, now we're going to give him his haircut today. A bath and a haircut. Finish what we started, Now I'm saying? Finish what I started. Okay, so I'm going to be using this comb guard for his body only, like his torso and his shoulders and chest and stuff like that. But his legs I'm not gonna touch with the clippers. His legs we're just gonna scissor it and keep it nice and long and fluffy. But we're gonna blend it into this, and this is a 1-inch comb. It's an e-comb. So grooming comb guards go up in letters once they run out of numbers. Hey, what's up, Rebecca? So this is an e-comb. It's 1 inch, and it's gonna be under a 30 blade, right? Now, these Andes clippers, if you turn it a certain way, it kind of loses power. It's not gonna do, well, and it's a little annoying sometimes when I'm going through, but I don't have an e-comb for these clippers that I've been using, so I'm just gonna do this for the close shaving, and it is a lot quieter. See that? Yeah, you like that one, Bear? He's like, so. I'm going to be using this one, and I cleaned and oiled them already. So you always want to work with clean tools. Take your time to clean the tools before you actually get started, because that a lot of times, even when you go to last time I got a haircut, whatever clippers they use, I can tell that it was either too close or it was dirty clippers because I got razor burns, right, razor bumps. It hurt. I actually used what was it? By Nature Specialty. I think it was called Wham by Nature Specialties, but they have like a spray, for like clipper burns and stuff. And I use that. I use a dog product. And anyways, you always want to use clean tools. So I'm going to be doing this for his pads, the pads of his feet, and the sanitary trim. But then I'm going to be using this since it has the 1-inch comb guard the wall steel comb guard. I saw a comment come in. Let me see here. Rebecca, he loves him some June, so comfortable, relaxed with you. Yeah, he's my buddy. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Can you wet my nostril? Can you get my nostril? Anyways. Oh my God. I have a very serious question. Okay, Yomika says, I have a very serious question regarding combing or brushing the dog's hair. Why are the pet parents not brushing or combing their hair as needed? Because they don't know. Because most people, it's hard to change someone's belief. And I forget, cognitive dissonance is I think what it's called. But anyways, most people don't know and they don't believe that, they just were raised, you don't have to brush a dog. So whenever, even though you give them scientific information, facts, why they should be brushing their hair. It even says in the AKC books, any breed guide, just pick up a book and it says right in the book, you should be combing them, brushing them, combing them at least once a week. But it's just because they don't believe that and they haven't believed that since they were a kid, even though they're presented with that information, it just doesn't register. But the thing is, my client here, they have been combing him now. I see the comb there, and they promised, they saw, all the work that went in, and it made sense, to them. And so, and this is their first dog like this, so now they're combing them every day. And I can tell because I can just go through with this comb, and look at that, and I was here Monday, and he was matted, so anyways. So, the thing is, I told them, I'm not going to complain about you guys not combing him, as long as you don't complain about how long it takes for me to do, Ann Watman. Hey, what's up, Ann? Cavachon, just what yes, hey, I've been waiting, darn, I've been waiting for, yeah. I actually asked her, hey, since nobody's going to be home today, can I stream this live? Because I just in case, who knows, at least we have like a live recording of what happened. Liability, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I was thinking about you, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, a Cavachon, Oh, hey, what's up, Rachel? Boonie girl, so adorable. My Yorkie is a hot mess right now. I have to groom her today. Thanks to your awesome videos, I learned. Oh, thank you so much, Boonie girl. And there's not a lot. I even told his parents, there's not a lot we could do to prevent what's happening. It's like the trees, the leaves are about to change colors and start dying and falling off in a few months, from now. And when that happens, it's kind of like, what's going on? And shaking your fist at the sky, I mean, there's no use. It happens every year, so that's just what's happening. Their coat's going through a change. And so, we just have to work with it every year, around this time every year. Ann Watman, so much like Henry. Aren't they sweet? Let me tell you how quickly Cavachon's coats get tangled. It's soft and yeah, exactly, it's very soft. It gets messed up quickly. I try not to let Henry get too bad, but it happens quickly. Now, Henry is with the I, so is it Henri? Is it Henri? I'm just kidding. Fancy, Am I cheapening? I don't want to cheapen him by calling Henri Henry, Anne says, please keep this posted. I can't watch the entire time. Fine then, Anne. Go. Just go. I'm just kidding. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm just kidding. Yumiko, I watched videos online that were very disturbing. Fecal matter, urine stuck to the Poochie's hair, underlying skin issues. I was just appalled. Yeah. But, I try not to watch those videos, Ann Watman, I'm very careful to keep Henry clean and trimmed. Henry, okay, it is Henry. Okay, what's up, Aries? All right, so as a dog groomer, I believe that we are the gatekeepers, We're the gatekeepers of the dog skin and coat because we see them often on a regular basis and we're messing with their skin and coat. So I feel like we are the caretakers, We're the caretakers, we're the people trusted as the first line of defense, with their skin and coat. So I'm just checking his ears, just make sure his ears are looking good. They look really good, right? Oh, thank you. So his ears look good. Good job, good shake. And then I'm gonna check his teeth. Teeth are looking nice. Now, why do I check his ears and teeth and his nails? Because this is all part of grooming, right? Brushing my teeth, making sure my facial hair is brushed and trimmed, keeping my nails, manageable, presentable. This is all grooming, right? So I feel like as groomers, it's our job to kind of check, how are the ears looking? If they're looking bad, let the owners know. Check the teeth, how are they looking? Check the nails. And here's a really cool thing about the nails. Sometimes one side will be longer than the other, meaning the dog is putting more pressure on one side than the other, wearing the other one down faster. So sometimes when you notice that, and you can let the owners know, hey, I noticed that his right side is longer than his left side, the nails, noticeably longer. Maybe the next time you take him to the vet, have the vet, kind of check that out. Maybe see if he's favoring one side because of pain or something's going on, And you can catch something before it becomes a serious issue, just by looking at the nails and noticing it. That's what makes an artist, looking at something a little bit deeper than someone else would, Not just looking at what, but looking at why, asking why, what's really going on here, and approaching it with the open mind, kind of like a scientist, like not prejudging or assuming things, just maybe just come up with the hypothesis, like maybe it could be because of this, and especially because we're not vets, we don't have to say, I think it could be a hip issue, or I think it could be this, just tell them, I just noticed the nails were longer on one side than the other. Then the vet can take over from there and say, oh, we took x-rays and this is why, So groomers, I feel like we do have a part to play in the dog's health. There we go. So I think that as groomers, if we can think of ourselves as like part of the healthcare industry for dogs, maybe not healthcare professionals like a doctor or a nurse, but we definitely have a role to play in that area. Maybe someone who does like massage therapy, But I mean, I guess even like a esthetician, right? Like a skin esthetician. There we go. Alrighty, good boy. So I'm just combing out one more time because I do feel kind of like the rough hairs. It's not all smooth. And like Anne will attest, with her Cavachon, every single day their hair, because every single day their hair is growing about 60 to 70 feet of hair every single day. And that's not just one hair growing 60 to 70 feet. It's all the hair, collectively on their body. But, that's a lot though, 60 to 70 feet a day of hair. And every day, the old hair is being kind of detaching from its roots, the older hairs. And so that's why it becomes fuzzy and frayed, see that? And then it catches on, because it's growing in bundles, the bundle will catch on these metal comb teeth. And then what is happening is you're pulling out these little bundles of dead hair. See that? And so that is their old dead undercoat from last season. And it's coming out because the season changed. Not a lot of it, because I got most of it on Monday. And like a good dish, a good groom never lies. So that's why, even though it's been a few days since I detangled him and he was completely matted, there was pelts everywhere. But even though he was like that on Monday, because I actually went through and got all of that out, literally got to the root of the problem and pulled it out from the roots, now he's comfortable. And there's a couple mats, like right here I'm working out a mat, but it's normal because this is a high friction area. This is where his ears and his head and chin, could be rubbing while he's running. And then under the armpits, but even here under the armpits, it's look at that. It's very nice. There's no mats on the armpits. Good boy. Good boy, Bear. Alrighty, let's see. I saw some comments coming in. Wait a minute, Bear. I'm famous. People want to talk to me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anybody who thinks I'm being serious. Okay. Okay. Laura, hi from Vienna. What's up, Laura? At the grocery, but oh my goodness, watching me at the grocery store. That's awesome. Pick me up some beans. I want some beans and rice. I'm just kidding. Ann Watman, I have to go. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. Bye, Ann. Bye. Just go then. I'm just kidding. Great groomers are hard to find. He looks like he enjoys being yes, of course, anybody would like being brushed, because it's grooming. Grooming is something you do because you love them and it's a bond. Like a mother brushing her daughter's hair. Doggy is adorable and a good boy. Yeah, and he's comfortable now. When I saw him on Monday, he was uncomfortable. He was very jumpy, very and he was like kind of biting me and stuff. But now, look at this. Because he's not matted and uncomfortable. It's not constantly tugging at his skin. He's not having to deal with that discomfort continually. It's nonstop because those mats don't stop pulling at his skin. It's not like oh, it's 9 o'clock. Let's stop pulling on his skin. Let's stop being mats. The nature of a mat, it tightens up and it keeps balling up and it keeps pulling tighter on their skin. So, of course, he may be acting a little jumpy and things like that, because he was already uncomfortable, going through a lot of physical discomfort. Now we have a comfortable dog. He's happy. Oh, Llama Lady, yay, made another live stream. Awesome. You missed the best parts, though, so it's all downhill from here. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Okay. So there we go. Let me try to get a little bit better lighting here. Sorry about my production crew, they, I'm just kidding. I have no production crew. Llama Lady, oh no. Yeah, exactly. It's all just old dad jokes from here. Just recycled old dad jokes. Some of them I've been using since high school, they don't work anymore, but I still try. All right. Alrighty, some of these jokes, it's like, man, they're so out of style, anyways, it's all good. So the reason for this, and I've heard this one doctor, this one vet, was telling me that the reason I shouldn't be combing the dogs before I wash them, is because he was saying just like Jello, if you run a fork over the top of Jello, it kind of tears the Jello open, it leaves those open shredded marks of Jello. And he was saying that's what you're doing to the dog's oils on their skin. And so that's, then it rips the surface of the protective layer of oil open like a fork running over the Jello. And that causes the skin to get infected. And I was just thinking, first of all, what about all these show dogs, these Keeshons, and all these dogs that get brushed all the time, Huskies, Chows, what about all these dogs that get brushed all the time and hand stripped, Are you telling me that they're ripping open the protective layer of oil every time they do that, and all these dogs throughout history just got lucky? You're telling me that horses that get brushed every day, they're ripping open. And also the Jello analogy itself, when you add water to it, the analogy literally falls apart, because what happens to Jello when you add water to it? It just dissolves, especially if you ripped the top open with a fork, and then you add water to it, then the Jello literally falls apart. So that analogy literally falls apart when you add water to the analogy. So, and I've been doing this for a lot of my clients. I have 2 Maltipoos. This is a time of year where it gets worse. And this little guy was literally keeping his owners up, because he was itching and scratching himself. He was so miserable and uncomfortable. And it made them feel so sad and helpless, because what more can they do? They've been, giving him the medication and allergy stuff, but it's just so itchy, right? So I go there and I do a thorough groom. She texts me the next day saying, thank you so much. He's not itching anymore. I have several of these examples. Most of my clients, actually, I see them with a lot of skin issues, missing patches of skin, brown areas, and then, I clear out the skin, give the skin a good environment to operate and heal itself, give the bath, a good time, give the shampoo products time to work by letting it sit before I rinse it, making sure I recondition the skin, making sure the oils are there, You know, by honoring a process, all my clients' dogs are looking and feeling much better, you know? So anyways, what I'm saying is find your own truth and live by it. Don't let anybody else's truth intimidate you or get in your way. That's Mario Vitali. Okay. Let's see here. Erica, I love your sense of humor to teach and make people remember to brush. Nice. I might use it. Okay, perfect. Wish you were, Sel says, wish you were in New York. Can you talk about the ears? Yes. The ears, so the ears get matted very easily, especially because, you know, and a lot of times these mats will hold on to bacteria and things like that. And then because it's so close to the ear opening, you know, it gets in there. And then especially if it's warm and moist in there, you know, you can start to get ear infections. So another good reason to keep this area combed and cleaned, you know, and get these dead hairs out of there, because that's what's holding on. This is what's holding on to the bacteria. The live hairs don't look or feel like this. The live hairs are silky and smooth because they're sealed, they have oils, and they'll repel off the dust and debris and the, you know, stuff that causes the bacteria. Okay, let's see here. Donna Lannon, your videos are so helpful to me to improve the skin condition and preventing hair matting on my shirt, Sean. Okay. Sarah says, you are such a caring groomer, which is so lovely to see, and you are awesome. Oh, Sally in London. Thank you, Sally in London. Grooms by Nick. Hey, what's up, Nicole? If that was the case, then what's the difference between brushing before or after the bath? Exactly. And what I'm saying is, if that is the case, right, and we are causing damage to the protective layer of the oil, and we're obviously we're irritating the skin, you know, we're stimulating the skin. It's easy to overstimulate it as well when you're brushing out these mats. I agree with all that. So why not do it before the bath, right? Right? And then let the bath cool those things down and recondition the skin and add the moisture, medicate it. Why not do all of the damage before the bath so the bath does what it does and repairs what we did, right? Why do it after the bath? Anyways. Donna Lennon, daily brushing clearly helps maintain skin health. Exactly. Even us, daily brushing helps. You know, my facial hair, if I don't brush and keep this oiled, it itches. It itches to the point where it gets bumps, and I have to shave it all off. It's just easier to keep it shaved. I realize now, keeping facial hair is not lazy. You actually have to, a lot of maintenance goes into this, baby. You know, hard work. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. Llama Lady, you're such an awesome groomer to take the time to brush them out. I've been to 2 different groomers with my dogs. Most of them gave him the care that he should have gotten. Oh, none of them gave them. Ooh, this is why I made this channel, though, Llama Lady, for people like you, so you can do it yourself. You don't have to rely on someone else. Just do it yourself. It actually strengthens the bond. The way that the dog looks at you afterwards, it's indescribable. Because they know what you did. You don't have to tell them. They feel it. Any special shampoos you use? Yes, you're amazing. Thank you. Right now I'm using. Oh, sorry about that. I'm using Kin & Kind charcoal, and I love charcoal because it pulls impurities out. It's like a sponge. You know, I take charcoal, activated charcoal, when I'm having stomach aches. So you know. Let's see, detox. See, it says activated charcoal removes impurities for brighter colors and whites, and moisturize with natural glycerin, draws moisture to the skin and coat. Has natural and organic soap made from olive and coconut oils, gently removes dirt and allergies, and it has none of the bad, sulfate-free, paraben-free. It's mixed by hand in the United States. So, I buy this at a place called Hollywood Feed here locally. So it was $14.99, but I love it. I use their argan one as well. They have an argan, and that was amazing. I like that. So let's see here. Laura, okay beans and dogs. Sure, we'll find some who need grooming. Dogs love you. Oh, thank you. Erica says, indeed, there are conditioners to improve the skin. Besides, if there are mats, it won't reach the skin. You keep doing your way, It gives you results, exactly. And people pay for results, not reasons. You can give them all kinds of scientific facts and reasons and quote all kinds of doctors and articles and why you had to shave their dog and you didn't want to take the time to demat it, and why you washed it and made the matting worse before trying to demat it. You can give them all the reasons and be factual, and you could be right, but they're not going to pay you again. You know what I'm saying? My clients pay me for results, not reasons. Alrighty. Lomely, does it ship to Europe? I'm not sure, but you can go on their website, hollywoodfeed.com, and it's HOLLY feed, FEED, hollywoodfeed.com, and you can order on their website. I'm not sure if they ship to Europe. Aries, I love the way you go about grooming, and I started out that way, but clients said it took too long. How do you handle? I fire them. That's what I've been doing. I don't try to convince them anymore. I've been trying to, and I realized that after like 6 years of, I make YouTube videos, I write articles, I've been sending them emails. I don't do that anymore, but I've been doing everything I could. I give them analogies. I have long conversations with them, explaining what I'm doing. But I feel like, if they still don't get it and they're still complaining about how long it takes, I just tell them I'm not the right groomer for you. And besides, I don't really want to go back anyways, I have Shizus and go through a lot of clippers. Any recommendations? No, right now I'm just using this one because my Andes one is, the power cords get acting funny. This one I got for $36 on Amazon. It wasn't because I like Wall or anything. It's just looking for a cheap pair of clippers. And really just to prove a point that, the tools don't really matter. Okay, Erica, you actually helped me made my mind about grooming style. When I was getting a hard time from other groomers, I really appreciate your time and all you teach. Thank you so much. And here's the thing, don't let anyone else tell you what to do unless they're gonna pay your bills for you. Are they gonna take care of me when my clients say, I don't think we want you to come back anymore, especially because I'm charging what I'm charging, and and I start just shaving their dogs down, just washing their dogs, when they're dirty, and just trying to do all these things to just cut corners and make the groom faster so I can make more money. Do you think my clients would stay loyal to me? And then I'd lose my business that I have right now. I'd have to come up with a whole new business model. While during that time, who's gonna pay my bills? These people that are saying that I'm doing it wrong, you think they're gonna pay my bills for me? No. So, even when I'm doing the speed limit and someone behind me is honking because I'm not going fast enough for them, I just ask myself, if a cop pulled me over, are they gonna pull over with me and pay my ticket for me? No. Well, then I don't care if they honk at me. Whatever. Unless someone's offering to pay my bills, don't offer any, to tell me I'm doing it wrong. Let's see here. Yumiko, is that shampoo good for dry skin? Yes, I love it. It actually been helping my hands too. See these construction worker hands? It doesn't look so dry and white and cracked and ashy. And I haven't even put lotion on. Okay. There's a Hollywood Feed here too. I love Hollywood Feed. I like that. My dog is a Shih Tzu Bichon mix. Greatest difficulty is keeping his face clean. Exactly. His eyes right here, and then the muzzle here, like under the chin here. These are areas where it's gonna get really clumpy. Oh, let me get it better. These are areas where it's gonna get very clumpy and kind of hard to comb out. It gets matted, nasty, and rough. The hair doesn't feel smooth, it feels rough. So you just gotta comb all of that out, and it does comb out. And then once it combs out, now you have a nice, clean, silky face. See that? Because that's out. Okay, and it stayed clean since Monday because I did that on Monday. Okay. Erica, or even though they are paying, now I have lower customers because they saw because of the results. The proof is in the pudding when you taste the cupcake. I'd love to pay more for someone who takes their time. Exactly. People will pay if it's worth it. It has to be worth it. Thank you. I have to leave. I was a first-time watcher. Oh, thank you For a second, as I was reading that, I was thinking, oh no, I just offended her. She was gonna say I was a first-time watcher, never again, or something. Thank you so much, Chella. You're worth watching. Oh, thank you so much, Chella. I really appreciate that. Wow, I don't know why my mind always goes the negative way. I thought you were gonna come down on me. Thank you, Chella. Wow, thanks for the information regarding nails. That was fantastic. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jennifer Quinn. Alrighty, so just going through a quick little comb over. Just so, what I'm doing is I'm giving the shampoo a little bit of a head start. You know, I'm giving the shampoo an advantage by clearing out a path here for the shampoo to go right down into the skin. By clearing this out, you know, little by little though, a little becomes a lot, see? Little by little, a little becomes a lot. Okay. Maybe that's why there's that saying, if you take care of the little things well, you start to get bigger things, you know? But you have to take care of the little things first. Alrighty. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. A little piece of Scotch tape on his foot. There you go. Good boy, Bear. Look how soft he looked. Oh my goodness, so soft. You know, and that's why when I go through with the clippers, when I do the haircut, it looks so effortless, because it is effortless, because the comb guards and the clippers are just gliding through the coat like butter, because I put in the work beforehand, you know? Kind of like when I'm cooking shrimp scampi, you know? when I clean the shrimp and devein them, and, you know, peel them, devein them, when I do all that beforehand, it's just a lot easier and better than trying to do it after the dish is already cooked, you know? And I learned that from experience. Tanya, or if you take care of the little things, they don't turn into bigger. Oh, I like that. Like a matted mess of a dog. If you take care of the little things, they don't become big things. I like that. Tanya, what is your name? Tanya Knapp. Just so I know who not to quote when I use that. I'm gonna be like, oh my goodness, I was meditating one day and this just came to me, this idea, just a revelation in my mind while I was meditating. What did it say? If you take care of the little things, they don't turn into bigger things. Oh, by June the Groomer. I'm kidding, Tanya. Tanya Knapp. That is a good one. I'm gonna use that, Tanya. I'll give you credit for it, I promise. I'm not like that. I'm just joking. Yumiko, I agree, Tanya. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now Yumiko knows. So now I can't even get away with it. If I if I ever use that quote, Yumiko's gonna say, "Hey, I was on that live stream. It was actually Tanya Knapp that said that." Life lesson indeed, Tanya. Yeah, Erica. Now we have 2 witnesses. Darn it. Now I can't steal that line. All right. Alrighty. Yumiko. I'm glad you find me funny, Yumiko. Shoot, sometimes I get self-conscious. I'm like, shoot, man. My wife told me I'm not a comedian. Stop trying to... I'm just kidding. My wife actually, she tells me that I'm so funny. But yeah, I tell her, you're supposed to say that. You're my wife. That's good. I'm sorry. See the little pin mats. Because, again, this is the high friction area. You know, he's probably rubbing this on the couch and people are itching him here and, you know, just running around. There you go, buddy. Good boy. I know. I know, Bear. And I like it when they kind of nibble me, use their teeth, you know. And I'm weird like that, but I just feel like that's just them communicating, you know, letting me know how he feels. Thank you. Then he licks me, you know. I feel like we're just communicating. He's not biting me, you know. Just like I'm making him feel uncomfortable by pulling on these mats, but you know, it's not because I don't like him. It's because I do like him, you know. Thank you. See, he's kissing me now. So as long as we're aware, you know, don't just say it's a bite. Say what kind of bite is this, you know? Kind of like the hippies, you know. The hippie said, what's happening? You know, what's going on? You know, Jim Rohn likes to point that out, you know, in the 70s. the hippies were saying, what's going on? You know, that's a very important question. They were enlightened, you know, but then the sophisticated hippie says, what's really going, what's really happening, you know? Anyways. There we go. Alrighty, so not, you know, don't just interpret every action as the same, like, oh, he's biting me. He's not biting you. He's just letting you know, like, hey, hey, hey. It's kind of like if he had a hand, like, hey, hey, hey. You know, that's all he's doing. Okay. Because these areas here, there you go. Oh, sorry about that. See that? So that's what we got. Wow, I am impressed though, because it's been a few days since I was here last, right? And he's looking really good. That means that his parents actually have been combing him. So, good job. You know, I don't expect my clients to comb their dogs though, and I tell them, like, I don't mind. You know, I don't blame you. It's why I have a job. You know, it's my job. They're not paying me to come here and, you know, lecture them on some philosophy, you know. So I am a philosopher, but I groom as a profession, and I understand that that's why I'm getting paid to groom their dogs, and so I come and groom their dogs. Alrighty. And then sometimes they have to put up with my philosophy if we ever get caught up in conversation. All right, so, wow, a lot happened. Sky Art, our quote here is, Sedicate, lama, jadi, bakut, which directly translates to little, long, become mountain. Wow, I like it. Sedicate, lama, jadi. We'll probably have to do like a FaceTime or something so you can, so I can get the pronunciation, but I like that. Little, long, become, exactly. Llama lady, my dog doesn't like grooming. He won't ever nip, but he'll just back away and look at me with the satisfaction. Oh, yeah, every dog's different. I kind of like him, you know, because he's so rambunctious and so playful. Oh, and so sweet and affectionate too. Right, buddy? What are you chewing on your hair? No, don't chew on that. Oh, he got a piece of the dead hair. Anyways. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Laura, why do colleagues complain how long it takes? They can do things in the meantime. Not supposed to sit there and watch. I mean, I don't mind if they sit there and watch, you know. But I think they're worried that their dog is, you know, in pain, or their dog doesn't like it, or I don't know. I don't know why. Who knows? I stopped trying to change people or control anybody. You're very personable and engaging. I also like how you talk about the pooches and make them feel comfortable. Oh, thank you, Yomiko. Lomely, oh, that's adorable. Laura, I take my time now too. I spent 3 hours on my teeth. Wow, he is always matted. I brushed him before the bath and always remember your advice every time I groomed. Wow, thank you, Laura. Steel text, so funny. Don't worry that hair will come out as dingleberry. You'll deal with it later. Exactly. Sky Arrow. I would have to teach you that. Love the way you say it though. Oh man, I was probably say it kind of like how Korean actors, you know, in American movies speak in Korean. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, they couldn't even try to make it sound like like a real Korean person said it. Anyways, and I even talk with the American accent when I speak Korean. And it sounds very Americanized to me when I hear it, so I'm sure I butchered that. Alrighty. Oh, I feel some more mats right here. Oh, let's go on this side, buddy. Okay. Good boy. Yeah, I feel some mats on this side. There we go. Let me see here. Alrighty. Yomiko, me too, Laura. It sometimes takes me 2 days to groom my Yorkie sometimes. Yeah, I have to bribe them with, yeah. And that's the thing, I addressed that in my book, The Art of Grooming. And it's more from pet owners, you know, but pet groomers have embraced it, which is both surprising and humbling to me. I never expected that, and I don't even know how to express how grateful I am for pet groomers who have embraced my book, The Art of Grooming. But it was really for pet owners who were wanting to learn how to groom their dogs at home, but they were worried about how long it was taking. I just wanted them to understand this is the ultimate dog grooming experience, as I like to put it. No other time, no other activity but grooming requires this much interaction, this much trust, where I'm literally all up in his space, you know, even his intimate spaces, you know, oh, you know. So it's just, we have to take our time with it and build that trust and, you know, earn that relationship, and that takes time. And that just takes, the more shared experiences you have with someone, the stronger the relationship becomes. So with him, I just turned this into a pleasant shared experience for the both of us. And, you know, that takes time. But then little by little, a little becomes a lot, you know? Llama Lady, didn't know you had a book. Might just go and buy. No, you don't have to buy it, Llama Lady. Right now, it's on, if you have a Kindle, if you go to the Amazon Kindle store, it's free. Oh, I think it's only for the US though. But I have it for free as a promotion in honor of Labor Day. Because, you know, Labor Day is, I looked up what Labor Day was for. I was like, why are we taking a break on Labor Day? You know, it's to honor the people who are, you know, of service, you know, who have service jobs and labor, you know. It's to honor them. So I was like, you know what? Groomers, we make sacrifices every single day in the service of others. So I was like, I want to make this free. So right now till Saturday, till tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. It started on Tuesday, but it's free on Amazon, the ebook. The paperback's $5.99, but if you go on Amazon, but you know, if you want the ebook, it's free. And also I have a Facebook page for both of the books, The Art of Grooming and 4 Steps to a Beautiful Groom. On Facebook, just look it up, 4 Steps to a Beautiful Groom. That's the process. The Art of Grooming, that's my philosophy. If you go to the Facebook pages, on the notes on that page, there's a link to my Google Drive, and you can just download the ebook for free. So you don't have to buy it, it's free. I don't have Kindle, but I don't mind paying for your work. Oh, wow, Llama Lady, thank you. I mean, I get $1.50, just so you know. When you go on Amazon and you buy a $5.99, I get $1.50. So, you know, if you want to make me rich, I guess. But what I meant, I'm sorry, that was a bad joke, bad timing. What I meant, Llama Lady, was thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And if you don't like it, I think with the shipping and tax, it's like $8 all in. I'll send you $8 check. I promise. Just let me know if you don't like it. It was a waste of your time. I can't give you your time back, but I can give you your $8 back. Oh man. You know, when I priced it even, I couldn't make the paperback free because of the cost to actually print it. So I couldn't make the paperback free. But, you know, I have the option to sell it as low as possible. So I put it at $5.99 because I figured, you know, if people don't like it after they buy it, you know, I can afford that refund. But if I sold it for like $50, you know, shoot, that would be hard to. Somebody say like, I spent $60 with shipping and everything. I'd be like, oh man, shoot. Can I make some payments on that? You know, I'll send you $10 a month for 6 months. Anyways. Okay, Bear. Tail is good. All the mats that I felt. Oh, there's some mats right there, buddy. Oh, okay, see? Right here is tangled up a little bit. You know, because it's been, you know, a few days since but look at that. Boom. Look how easily that just comes out. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, the mouthing. But he's not being mean or anything. He's just letting me know. See, like, feels uncomfortable. Okay, Bear, I understand, buddy. Okay, there we go. There we go. All those mats are out. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right, you see that? So now that this comb can go through his coat pretty easily, now I know that he's ready for the bath. there's not really a good way of telling with your hands. I mean, now, you know, I can feel the difference between the coat. But a lot of times I'll run my hands through a dog's coat when I first see them. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have an easy day today. And then I start going through with the comb, and it's like, oh no, I'm not, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, I felt that mat coming out. That was this one right here, that little mat. There you go, buddy. Okay, we got it all. Okay, we got it all. Now we gotta do the shaving. Let's see here. Grooms by Nicole. Okay, it takes me about 3 days to groom my standard poodle. Wow, 3 days minimum, that's awesome. What an experience, right? For both you and your dog. My little one loves blueberry facials. No bribing there. That's Yomiko. Llama Lady says, I don't have Kindle, but I don't mind paying for it. Wow, thank you. Skyer, I haven't read your book, but I bet I'll love it. It'll be better if there are dad jokes included too. There's a couple. I try to keep it to a minimum. Because I didn't want to waste anyone's time. LOL, indeed. He's right, so fluffy. We're gonna keep him fluffy. We're gonna do leave 1 inch of hair on him. Erica, dad jokes, please. Please, dad jokes. Okay. All right, well, I think I have another joke right here in my pocket. I'm just kidding. Okay. Because that's where I keep them. You know, I just keep all these old jokes in my pocket. I know, right, Erica? The more the better. Well, here's a good one. I told my kids the other day. Well, you know, where should we keep our armies? Do you know where we should keep our armies? I'll give a little time here for anybody who's watching. If they know the answer to this, where should we keep our armies? Any takers? No? Bet nobody knows the answer to this. We should keep our armies in our sleeveys. Okay, now I'm all self-conscious. I'm like, oh shoot, nobody likes that joke. I just lost some subscribers. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, cool. Nice, awesome. Some people liked it. All right, shoot. I was like, oh man, that was bad. I should have just kept grooming. It's so bad. It's good. Exactly. Tanya, your laugh cracks me up. I love it. Awesome. Oh man. And plus, it's quiet in this room too. After I delivered the punchline, it's just silence, you know? The dog's even quiet. He's just like, you know, shaking his head too. Just, I don't know. Look at him. He's just even looking away like, I don't know. And it's quiet, you know, in here. Just left alone to myself doubt. Like, oh, shoot. That makes it even better. That made it even better. All right. So I got his feet done. All right. So now we did his feet. Had some oil on there. So we did his feet with the very close setting here, right? The closest setting possible. So, and you know, it is a good idea to sanitize it. So I'm using Cool Care, the 5-in-1. So I'm gonna let's do it over here like this, away from the dog. So here, you know, so just sanitize the blade, all right? And now, it says lubricant, but it's really not. So I suggest every time you sanitize it with that and kind of blow all that stuff out of there, follow it up with a couple drips of oil. And already you'll notice it's sounding more quiet. See that? So you want to oil it after you sanitize it. Okay. Oh, crickets chirping. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I was just sitting here like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that, you know? Crickets chirping. We just need time to absorb the joke and turn my... Oh man. Okay, so What a life lesson though, right? Keep your armies in your own sleeveys. Okay, so what I like to do, especially if they scoot and sit down a lot, here's what I like to do. I like to put my arm under them, right? Hold their tail up like that. So now he can't sit. There we go. And if it does make a little weird sound like there's hair caught in there, you can just move that blade up and down like that, and it'll clear it. Now I want to put it back to the longer setting, right? And then you just want to skim. Man, let me see if I can get a better angle. Alrighty. This is probably going to be PG-13 here, just to give you a warning. All right. It says this area here, I'm not even going to name it. We just want to skim, see that? Just skim. So you're not trying to dig in there, you know, and possibly irritate that skin there because it's very sensitive, has lots of blood vessels. Just want to skim, see that? Just clear it up a little bit just by skimming, okay? You don't want to dig in there and have it touch this, you know, and, you know, possibly irritate that area because then they're going to scoot, they're going to lick. And the owner's gonna be like, what in the world? Why are they scooting and licking? It looks irritated back there. You know, what did you do? You know, you weirdo. And be like, it's not like that. You know, it's not like what I see. Anyways, that never happened, by the way. I don't know why that sounded so rehearsed. Okay. So when I lift the leg up too, I'm lifting it, you know, to a point where he's comfortable. I don't want to lift it and make, you know, put him in an awkward position where it's going to put extra, you know, pressure on joints and things like that. So I'll show you on this side here. So when I lift the leg, I don't want to crank it up like that to the side. You know, I want to lift it so it's working with the structure of the bone. That way he's comfortable. See that? And same idea, just skim. I'll get that with scissors later. Oh, sorry about that. But you know, okay, so even though you do touch by accident, that's why I like to use the longer setting. You know, that way it's not that closer blade that's touching the skin, you know, there's at least some buffer there, you know. There we go. So now this area is all clean and I still have a tip here, right? You want to save that tip because it acts as a wick and it helps guide the stream, see that? Without this, if I shaved all that off and there was no tip there, it could splatter and make everything more dirty. But by saving that tip there, it acts as a wick to guide the stream. So, little tip, save the tip. All right. It's like the circumcision doctor, you know, he always gets to keep the tip. Anyways. Okay. Scott, I need to drive home now. Hopefully you will still be here later. Bye. Okay. See you, Skyart. I mean, if you gotta go. I'm just kidding. This guy's too this guy's too sensitive, man. I can't watch him. OMG, LOL. Okay, so. Oh, did she get the circumcision doctor joke, Erica? Okay. Alrighty. So now we got the coat shaving done. I did file his nails when I heard his last time, so I can go ahead and file the nails again after the bath. You know, once the nails are a little softer. Yes, good one. What's TWT? Don't cry. I'm going to cry now. Oh, no, I was kidding. I don't care. I don't care if you leave. Shoot, just go. I'm just kidding. No, thank you so much, Skyer. I always have so much fun when you're on. Yeah, have a good day. Drive safely. You know, get to wherever you're going safely. I'll still probably be here. You know, finishing up the haircut. I'm gonna drop the most inspirational bombs while you're gone, though, just so you know. Skyer says, "Fine, bye." My Andes Clippers has 2 speeds. When would I use the low speed? I've never used the low speed actually, so I don't know, right? Why even bother putting a low speed? I don't know. Llama Lady, have a good day. Skyer said, thanks, bye guys. Oh, cute doggy. Yes, isn't he so cute, Sandra? All right, so I'm about to wash him now. And let me see. Should I stream while I wash him, or should I just come back after the wash and dry? Let's see here. Get the towels ready. Okay. Get the shampoo. All right, let's see. Stream the washing. Oh, okay. Good morning, oh, Theodora, what's up, Theodora? What a beautiful, isn't he so, oh my goodness, isn't he so adorable? I wouldn't even say handsome, just adorable. Oh my goodness. Stream, please. Okay. All right, stream the washing. All right, I guess I will. All right, let me grab the charger there so I don't run out of batteries. Okay, got my bag ready. I forgot to bring my lead, which is why he's not on the lead today. So hopefully he doesn't try to jump out of the tub and make me look really bad today. I have no lead to keep him in there. Okay. So let me set this up first here. Go get my do a quick walk-by scene. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness, the production value, the quality of that. Anyways, he looks happy for the bath. Yeah, he does, right? But once he's in there and I start spraying him, you know, he kind of tries to jump out. Which is, I mean, you know, it's a dog acting like a dog, right? I mean, that's just how a dog acts. Yeah, he's so chilled out. You're right? Because, you know, like by combing them, and stroking them, it releases those hormones, you know, those oxytocin and those bonding hormones, you know, and it makes them feel relaxed. All right. Good boy, Bear. All right, look, oh my goodness, look at this. I hope the owners don't mind. Isn't this beautiful? Oh my goodness. Look at that, it's like some sort of copper. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Anyways, beautiful view. Who lives like this? Who lives like me? No, it's not even my house. All right. Okay. There we go. That's a good shot right there. Oh, move that out the way. And there we go. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. The lighting, the quality, the production value. Anyways, okay. Enough playing around. All right, let me put the charger in. Okay, look at you, not jumping out of the tub. Oh my goodness, you're a big boy now. All right, don't do it. Okay, you just wash him in the sink. Oh, you just wash him in the sink? LOL. I wish I could pick up my doggy so fit him in a sink. Yeah, right? Isn't that awesome? Okay, so what I like to do is always test the water pressure and the temperature on my own arm, on this part of the arm, the sensitive part. And I don't like to blast them. See, that's good enough where I can feel it, but it's not like blasting my skin. You know, because I feel like their skin is very sensitive. They only have 5 thin layers. And that's why they you know, react the way they do when we're combing them as well, when we're combing out those tangles and knots. Because, you know, their skin is so thin, you know, it is painful for them. So, you know, they're much more sensitive. So I do it on the sensitive part of my arm to where I feel like, okay, yeah, I feel it, but it's not, you know. And then I want to make sure that it's cool to warm, but not hot or cold, you know. But cooler water is better because, first of all, their body temperature is higher than our own. So because they have a higher body temperature, the warmer water might feel warmer to them than it does to us. And also, cool water heals. It's, you know, warm water soothes, but cool water heals. Which is why we put ice packs on our, you know, muscles and, you know, joints and stuff when it's hurting, because the cold heals, heat soothes and relaxes. So, but we don't want it too cold where it's gonna make his skin, like, you know, his muscles constrict, you know, and then it's gonna be uncomfortable for him. And now the water's too warm, so there we go. So I want to make sure that it's cool, you know, comfortable, and that it's not too, the water pressure is not too high, so it's not blasting them, you know. There we go. So the water temperature, the water pressure, all of this matters, you know. It's not just, oh, let's just get the dog wet and washed, you know. You have to consider all of this. Well, you don't have to, you know. But it's good to, you know. If you're gonna do it, might as well do it in style, right? No, I was kidding. Oh, okay. Just because I'm sweating, buddy. All right. Oh, we just lost a viewer. All right, that's cool. They weren't weird enough for me, you know? I'm just kidding. Okay, so even when I'm spraying him, exactly, it's consideration, exactly. So even when I'm spraying him, I'm working with the natural angles of his body. So I want to spray down his legs the way I want his hair to lay, right? So I'm gonna spray this way here to the front of the leg, and then spray toward, you know, this angle here, this direction for the back of the leg, you know, the bottom of the leg, the feet. So I'm gonna spray in all the angles, see? This way here. I'm not gonna spray against the, you know, and so that way I'm constantly training his hair, reinforcing it to lay a certain way. And that way it not only prevents tangling and things like that, because all his hair is laying nice, but it just makes the dog look picturesque, you know? There's a word for you, the vocabulary for today. Picturesque, you know? It just makes the dog look like everything is harmonizing, like all the body parts are working together, the dog looks balanced, you know, and symmetrical. They look like their hair is just flowing nicely in the wind, even though there's no wind, you know? So that's why, and also it's just, here's the thing, all of the hair, the way that it's angled and everything, if you think about it, it's drawing the water and moisture away from all of its vital organs, the eyes, the heart, you know, all the sensitive vital, you know, areas. The hair of a dog, even if you look at a short-haired dog or like a husky, the direction the hair grows in, it's designed to help the water flow away from their vital organs. And that's just, I think that's amazing. So we want to work with nature's design. You know, the way that nature already made the dog, we just want to work with it and help enhance it. You know, do our part with our hands. There's a really good quote on a TV show, I forget which one I was watching. Well, it was on at a client's house, and it was just on in the background. But yeah, it was this doctor that was trying to convince the parents of this little girl to let them do this, you know, life-saving surgery. And they were against it because of religious beliefs. And the doctor tells the parents, sometimes God works best through human hands. And I was like, wow, I love that line. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes God works best through human hands. And it's like, wow. And I actually thought to myself, what an honor it is, you know? What an honor it is for me to be those hands sometimes, you know? To be the hands that God can work through to show this dog love and affection. You know, it's like, yeah. What if you know, what if God does work best through human hands sometimes? You know, and so I guess when the occasion calls for it, whatever your hands find to do it with all your might, right? Isn't that what the Bible says? So I'm gonna start here first, you know, the butt area, this area here, because here under the tummy area where there's less hair, more skin, that's called the sebaceous zone. This is where oils are being produced the most. And so this is also the area where you're gonna just gets the yuckiest. This is why they call it sanitary area. Anyways, so same thing with the armpits, right? We go through and get the armpits next, because the armpits are another sebaceous zone where it's producing more oils down here than hair. And so these areas are gonna be the areas that kind of smell the most as well, because it has the oils and like those pheromones, you know, that it produces. So then we get the ears, because the ears, again, same reason. You know, less hair, more oil, more skin. So more contact time. That's why we want to learn new information every time I watch. Thanks so much. Only a few people care as much as you do. You're a great teacher. Wow, thank you, Laura. My goodness. That's awesome. Sorry I don't come up with new jokes every time, but you know. These jokes I have in my pocket, they're tried and true, you know? They never work, so at least they're consistent. Well, yes, come to Europe. Whoa, I would love to go to Europe, you know? Are you offering? So the ears. Now we can do the rest of the dog. And I kind of do like to get the face, you know, the muzzle and everything. That way there's more contact time here on the face as well. And around the ears, where the owner is gonna, you know, smell the dog the most because you rub up against the face the most and the muzzle. So I'm gonna, oh, he doesn't like it, obviously. I know, Bear, I know. We gotta do it. Oh, we gotta do it, buddy. There you go. Just embrace it. Just embrace it, buddy. Thank you. He's nibbling on my nose. Thank you, Bear. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I guess he figures, you're gonna groom me, I'm gonna groom you too. Thank you, Bear. See, this is called allo-grooming. It's a scientific term, actually. You can look it up on Google. It's called allo-grooming, A-L-L-O grooming, you know? I think, yeah. But anyways, it means, like, you know, grooming each other, reciprocating, you know? Monkeys do it on trees, beavers do it for each other. It's called allo-grooming, like social grooming, you know? But here's the interesting thing. I was researching it, right? And dogs and cats use grooming differently. So, and I always knew dogs and cats were different. I didn't know how different. So here's the cool little interesting fact. So cats, right? Cats, it's the alpha cat, the cat in charge that goes and grooms all the other cats. And he takes, or she takes a dominant stance over them and licks them, right? And grooms them to let them know, like, I own you, right? You're mine. Dogs, complete opposite. The alpha, or, you know, male or female, will kind of stoic, you know, more stoic, you know, just sit there, proud, confident. And the other dogs in the group, the more submissive dogs, will come and nudge its muzzle, lick its ears, you know, groom him, you know, as, you know, to suck up, kind of, to gain favor, you know, to show submission, I guess. But then, you know, also you'll have two buddies, you know, go off in a corner, groom each other for an hour or two, you know, and that happens. Even like, anyways, so it's just interesting that cats, it's the more dominant cat showing dominance over the another one to groom them. But with dogs, it's the more submissive dog that grooms the more alpha dog, you know, in the wild, in the pack environment. So I was just like, wow. So that's why sometimes with dogs that are really like, you know, they should like, and they show that they're in charge. Sometimes I will not be submissive, but I'm not gonna like challenge him either. I'm not gonna be like trying to do dominance, you know, stuff with like kind of how like Cesar Milan does. I'm not gonna do that with the already dominant dog that's showing me some aggression. Especially when I'm about to groom him, you know, because you know, as long as I can honor nature and then I walk with him, I gain his trust, make sure he's okay with me touching him. And then, you know, then I'll start slowly brushing him gently, you know, and let him know I'm doing it because I care about him. You know, I'm showing him affection, you know, and then slowly gain his favor, you know, like a pack member would, you know, and then I'll groom him. And it usually works because I don't want to challenge him, you know. I don't want to challenge an already dominant, showing me aggression dog, you know, because I feel like to challenge him and try to establish my dominance over him, first of all, I don't have the time for that. You know, that's probably more than like an hour thing, you know, and I can't spend more than an hour trying to just be able to pet the dog, you know, because it's good. So I don't have time for all of that. You know, so I need the dog to see me as a non-threat, you know, and actually like me, you know, and try to gain its favor, you know, suck up, kind of, yeah. You know, I'll scratch its ears, you know, and, you know, help them feel good, you know, massage his paws. Sometimes they're not cool with that, but if they're okay with that, you know, I'll give them a nice massage, because it's very relaxing for a dog. Look at that, he just yawned. because they're on their feet, they're putting pressure on their feet all the time. Who doesn't like a good foot massage, right? Gently. So yeah, I'll do whatever I can to try to gain that dog's trust first, and that's building rapport. And then I'll groom him as if, you know, I was a dog, not as, I don't want to say submissive dogs. I don't want him to take advantage of me either, because then he will bite. But just another confident dog that's not challenging his position. I'm just here to groom him, you know, to help him feel better. And sometimes it doesn't work, I'll be honest. I've sent some dogs home without grooming them because, you know, I'm just not gonna force it. Because even though we mean well, if the dog does not want us to touch him, then I don't think it's fair to the dog to just ask them not to be upset, to just be okay with me touching them everywhere and kind of invading their privacy, even though they don't agree with it, you know, just because I have good intentions. You know, I don't think that's right. I think we have to do it with their permission in order for the groom to become a beautiful experience, you know, which is why I called my second book, 4 Steps to a Beautiful Groom. I'm not really talking about the haircut or how the dog looks. I'm talking about the experience, you know. Like, in order to have a beautiful grooming experience, you know, it really would be beneficial for everybody involved, you know, to gain the dog's permission to do what we do. So yeah, sometimes people look at me a little weird when I tell them I can't groom their dog today. You know, you're more than welcome to bring them back. When I had my shop, and you know, you're more than welcome to bring them back, and they can hang out with me. They can watch me groom other dogs, you know, and we'll just see how long it takes. You know, who knows? Every dog's different. They have their unique thoughts and opinions on things. So it's hard to tell sometimes how long it's going to take to gain an individual dog's trust. So yeah, and they look at me like, but you're supposed to be this famous YouTube groomer guy, you know, like you're supposed to be able to groom any dog. It's like, yeah, I could get it done, but at what cost? You know, at what cost to the dog's emotional and physical health? Yomiko, I agree. Sorry, my hands are. Oh shoot, there's a lot. Whoa, there's a lot to have. Okay. Yes, come to Europe. Let it happen, Bear. All my clients watch themselves, but the alpha does lick the other cats. Yeah, ears annoy them while they're eating. Oh my goodness, just to annoy them, I guess, just to like make sure they know who's boss. Maybe, you know, I don't know how cats think. I noticed my mom's Yorkie poo likes to clean my little Shih Tzu. Yeah, it's because they're helping each other. It's a bonding experience. Likes to clean the ears. Yomika, I agree. That's why it takes me long to groom my Yorkie. I don't want to traumatize him, so I give him breaks. Okay, that's why it takes me 2 days to groom him. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, as you continue to do it, both of you will gain more confidence in each other and in the process, and then the 2-day experience turns into 1 day, and then the 1 day one full day experience turns into, 6 hours. You can get it done in 6 hours with breaks. Then it turns into, I can get it done in 4 hours. But for me, even a dog I see on a regular basis, it takes me at least 3 hours because, it takes about an hour to comb through the coat, get the comb through the coat and prep the skin. And it takes me about another hour for the wash and dry because I want the shampoo to have time to do what it needs to do. And then it takes me another hour to finish the haircut and do all the little finish, touches and get the dog looking nice. So about 3 hours minimum, right? If you send a dog home who doesn't want to be groomed, shoot, won't it be even harder the next time he comes back? What is your suggestion? No, because I will have that dog if they come back. It's not just because they came back doesn't mean I have to do the groom now. They're gonna sit and watch. They're gonna watch all the other cool kids do it, and maybe hopefully by seeing all the other cool kids doing it, they'll be like, oh, okay, I guess it's not so bad. And they slowly, because they're curious and because I ignore them. I don't look at them. I don't put any pressure on them. And I just give all my focus and my attention and my affection to the dog I'm grooming, right? And then the next dog I'm grooming. And then as they see this, they start to come and sniff me. They'll come up to my leg and start sniffing me. They'll start checking me out. And still, I won't pet them. I won't look at them. I'll just continue grooming. Act as if they're not even there. And then they slowly, after a few of those visits, they come up to me. They kind of, nudge me a little bit. They give me the invitation. They'll look at me a certain way or something. And I'll know, okay, he's asking me to pet him, give him some attention. So I'll give him some attention gently, and I won't push it. And then I'll try to see, is this dog insecure, or is he just aggressive and mean and angry? What is this? And it's usually insecurity. And I understand that. It's usually a dog that's scared, insecure, but they don't want to show it. They're too scared to show that they're scared. And so they act tough. And I did that when I was in high school. So I completely understand what's going on. So I just give them their space. I don't put any pressure on them. Don't make them feel insecure or self-conscious, because I'm not even looking at them. And as they start to trust me more and like me, then I touch them, then I pet them, and then it gets to a point where I can put them on the table. And they've seen all the other cool kids do it so many times before now. They never got to do this. They almost feel excluded now. And now it feels like they've got a reward. Like, oh, it's finally my turn, I finally earned this, I've earned the right to be on this table by acting right, And so anyways, I don't push it. But I don't charge them either. I tell them I charge my services, not my time. So, because I didn't perform the services, I'm not going to charge you. So, there's nothing in it for the clients to lose. Just bring your dog, let them hang out with me. It's kind of like free daycare. But then, if they don't like the fact that I'm not touching their dog, and I'm not doing any quote unquote work on their dog, then don't come back. Find somebody else. I'm not gonna twist anyone's arm. Airy Sunshine. It's like putting on a shining wig, but not brushing your hair underneath. Exactly. Llama Lady. I would pay for a healthy skin. Who wouldn't, right? But that's the thing. They have to see the results. They have to see their dog itching, uncomfortable, chewing at themselves, and then the next day after you come and leave, the dog's just comfortable and just peacefully sleeping, and they don't have to worry about their dog itching and scratching themselves horribly anymore. You give them, the family, that peace of mind. Who wouldn't pay for that, right? And that's why I'm booked out for the rest of the year. January's already booked out, so January of 2019 is already booked out. So I have, Why do you think that is? Is it because my YouTube channel? Oh, my client today actually, she was saying, I asked if I could stream live on my YouTube channel, and she was like, oh, what is your YouTube channel? Can I watch it? So it's not they're not paying me because I have this YouTube channel, my clients are paying me and booking their next services all for the rest of the year, having standing rotations. They don't want to lose their spot on the schedule. I have 15 people on a waiting list trying to get on our schedule since last year. Oh, finally, so the guy that had the Labradoodle waiting since last year, he's scheduled for the 22nd now. So he's, finally, we got one person off the waiting list. Oh, like Saturday morning for the dogs. Oh, thank you, Ava, for watching. But yeah. Oh, are the people home? Congratulations. Thank you, Erica. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to impress anybody. Just to impress upon you that, just, you don't have to worry about anybody else, what anyone else is doing. Just focus on your own work and just doing the best you possibly can with whatever's in front of you. Any task that's put in front of you, even if it seems insignificant, everything matters, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And so don't worry about what someone else is doing. Don't compare yourself. Here's the thing. Life does not give us the same test. We all get different tests in life. Life doesn't give you the same test it gave someone else. So there's no point of looking at someone else's paper. There's no point in worrying about what someone else put on their test sheet, what their answers are. It doesn't matter, because they don't have the same test as you. We all have different tests in life to go through and different challenges. So we just have to focus on ourselves. Don't worry about anybody else. Just keep your eyes on your own paper, and everything will work out, because, who cares? Even if everybody that hates you, that talks bad about you, let's say they change their mind and now they all talk good about you. I mean, what does it really change? You still got to pay your bills, you know? You still got to make things work for you. Now, let's say everybody who talks good about you, they don't like you anymore, you know? Maybe now that you're successful or whatever, they think that you've changed. They're spreading rumors about you. They don't include you in parties anymore, you know? And how does that change anything in your life? I mean, yeah, it'll be sad, but now you have more time for your own goals, you know? You have time to write your own business plan, you know, write your own book, you know, start your own podcast, write your own blog, you know, start your own YouTube channel. You know, shoot, maybe that friend that is talking bad about you doesn't want to hang out with you anymore. Maybe they were just taking up your time when you could have been doing things that the you 5 years from now could come back in time and thank, you know? It's like, why am I not doing things today that myself in 5 years from now would thank me for? Well, maybe sometimes it's because these friends that are taking up all our time that actually wouldn't call us anymore if we got successful. They wouldn't be happy for us, you know? So just keep your eyes on your own paper. You know, hopefully it didn't come out too preachy. Right there. There we go. I feel the dead hair coming out. So as I'm gently massaging the muscles, I'm kind of tugging a little bit at the dead hairs because I can feel it on my fingers, you know. There you go, buddy. Oh, you gotta stay in the tub though. So yeah, I was thinking about like after I set up all my tools, like, oh, I forgot my lead. You know, I forgot to bring a lead out from the car, but nobody's home. And I didn't want to like go out and get the lead and come back in. Like, I don't know. I'm self-conscious. Like I said, my mind always goes to like the worst possible scenario. Like a neighbor sees me going back out to my car and coming back in, you know? And then they you know, I don't know, say like, oh, he's going in and out of his car. I don't know. My mind just sounds like, nah, you know what? I think I could just groom him without the lead today. I think we have that trust. And hey, we do. Let's see here. What was that comment? Oh, awesome. Get your business, Theodora. By the way, my first puppy is coming in next week. Maltese, 3 months old. What I'm allowed to do with him? What am I allowed to do with him? I mean, I don't know because I don't know that puppy. You know, so you really have to just judge and interact with that puppy and see what he allows you to do. Erica, and he is massaging you, Bear. That is a good friend. Beard, wow, my autocorrect. Okay, he's massaging my beard. Thank you. Thank you so much, buddy. I already brushed it with some beard oil this morning, though. Okay, all right. Well, I guess you do it better. Okay. All right, buddy. Oh, I know your paws. I feel it too. In between his paws, there's like some clumpy dirt, like dead hair in between his paws. Little balls of it. So when I was pulling that out, Laura, your words comfort me so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Laura. But seriously, I don't like to use a cookie cutter approach. Any groom I walk into, even today, you know, I try to my mind does. It projects into the future. Oh, if Bear does this, I'll do this. Maybe Bear will do this. Oh, a haircut will, you know, oh, what if he jumps and turns when I do the haircut like this? And I just tell myself, you know what? Stop thinking about the future. Let's just focus on right now. This present moment. I'm in traffic. I'm driving. You know, like, don't worry about what might happen. You know, so every time I come into a grooming appointment, I always try to approach it with just an open mind, fresh, and just without any expectations of what's going to happen. You know, just, you know, I have a plan. I have a plan of what I might do, what I would like to happen. But, you know, adjust as necessary when the dog adjusts, you know. And Kathy McGinnis is a poodle expert. She breeds champion specials. You know, specials are champions who beat other champions. So her name's Kathy McGinnis. She's here in Georgia, actually. I think South Georgia. She breeds these championship poodles. She's an awesome show groomer, competition winner. And she said that with her special, who is a champion poodle who has beat other champions in competition, so now he's a special, she's had to pull him out of a couple of competitions because he was having a bad day. And I'm like, wow, I never considered that. And I almost felt foolish for how much that surprised me when she said that. Because I was like thinking, but he's a champion dog. He's supposed to just do what he's supposed to do, right? Dogs are obedient. They just do what they're told. And I never considered the fact that even a champion special poodle could have bad days and not want to compete sometimes. And we have to respect that if we respect the dog, right? Wow, it's not like just an angry show mom, that doesn't care how the dog's feeling and just makes him go out and perform anyways. She actually had the intuition, had the wisdom and the compassion to say, I know my dog. I know that he's not feeling right now, and he's moody or whatever, he just doesn't want to do this. And so I'm not going to make him do it. Like, wow, her relationship with her dog was more special to her than winning another trophy. And I thought that was amazing. Changed the way I looked at how I groom my dog, my clients' dogs too. It's not about just getting it done. It's about how the dog feels about it. So speaking of, it's not what you say or how you say it, but how you say it and things like that. It's not what you do, but how you do it. So a good funny example of it's not so much what you do or what you say, but how you do it or how you say it. So consider this, right? There's a song that says, grab somebody sexy, tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. I want everything tonight. For all we know, it might not be tomorrow, so give it tonight, right? So now, and nobody has a problem with that, right? It sounds nice. Well, it did sound nice before I sang it, but the song. The song sounds nice. Now, let's say we just grab somebody sexy, and we actually do that. We grab somebody sexy, we say, hey, give me everything tonight. I want everything tonight. For all you know, you might not have tomorrow, so give it tonight. I'm pretty sure she had mace on her. I would get maced, and then probably handcuffed, right? Good song lyrics, right, Erica? Like it just doesn't. So it's that's a great example of how you say it, how you say something. The words are the same, but how you deliver the words and the circumstances, everything changes, right? What about that dong, da dong, 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 let me see that dong, right? What if you actually said that to a girl, You're dancing with her and you said, that dong, da dong, 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 let me see that dong, right? They'd be like, what? Like, what? Excuse me? Probably get a high heel across the face. Anyways, what I'm saying is, yeah, it does matter. How you say things and how you do things, it does matter, I know, I'm sorry, Bear. That was his bad feet. Because it's like kind of, that the ball's a little dead hair. I was pulling him out of between his toes. I know, buddy, I can't feel too good. So I try to be understanding, Llama Lady, more than 75% of our communication is nonverbal. Exactly. And that's how dogs communicate too. So he's not really listening to anything I'm saying, obviously. Why would he? But anyways, he's not listening to the words I'm saying. He's really just looking and feeling my body language, my energy, There you go. Good boy. And I love how there's not even any soap. Look, he just looks like a wet dog, right? The shampoo, literally, it lathers well when you lather it. And it does feel soapy when you apply it. But when I rinse, oh my goodness, all the suds and the bubbles are gone. It's like everything absorbed into the skin and the coat. Like the hair fibers absorbed all the good stuff and the oils. It just feels nice, the skin feels nice. Oh, I know, this back leg, huh? I hear you, buddy. Okay. Could you imagine if I did grab somebody sexy and told them, hey, give me everything tonight? Not only would I face the consequences from that person, but my wife would kill me. What do you do? I was like, the song, I was just doing what the song told me to do. The song told me. Anyways, that's what I do. I take a joke and then I just beat it into the ground until it's no longer funny. Not only not funny, I mean, people are just, it's just disgusting, you know? Like, leave it alone, June. Alrighty. Good boy, Bear. Man, I can feel like these little fuzzy balls of dead hair just, you know, like coming out of the coat as I'm rinsing them. Nice. So I'm rinsing the head last purposely because I want the head to smell the nicest, you know? I want it to give it the longest time. LOL true by your wife. No. Do you give dogs breaks often? As they need it, But I mean, with Bear, I've given him breaks before, like taking him outside. He just wants to come right back in and just relax. And so with Bear here, I realized with him, it's better just to get the groom done. Once he gets off the table, he's not very interested in getting back on the table. Like when he thinks he's done. And that's why last time, after we got him all brushed out, you know, he was done. He didn't want to do anymore. So that's why it's individual, you know, it's individualized. It's not like, oh, I always do this with every dog or I always do that, you know. So with Bear, I don't really give him breaks, you know, because he just doesn't take it. Yesterday, the dog I did yesterday as well, Treacle, the old dog, I actually carried her because I know she has 2 torn ACLs and she's old, so I carried her down to her backyard and gently set her down. She hops back up the stairs, you know, to get back in the house. Like, she really wasn't interested in a break or anything. So, you know, then, you know, of course, you just try to get the groom done then, you know, as quickly as possible. But, you know, again, how fast can you actually groom a dog, you know? So if you're grooming, you know, actually grooming, not just clipping. So, yeah, anyways, it's just, you just have to know the dog. It's like, rather than ask, do I give every dog a break? The better question is, does this dog need a break right now? You know? Or even, do I need a break? You know, sometimes it's not even the dog that needs the break, it's us. We need to just step away because we're feeling too overwhelmed or stressed out, you know? And that pressure of, I have to get this groom done, but I can't. You know, I have to get this done, but I can't. Oh, the client's gonna be mad at me and all this stuff, and then you start to feel overwhelmed and the dog's barking in the background and, you know, it's downward spiral of chaos. You just need to step away sometimes. Give yourself a break, you know? So it's just, you know, be in the moment, you know? Does this moment require a break? Alrighty. And it leaves a nice, like, it doesn't feel squeaky clean, you know? It feels like there is a layer of, like, a protective oil. I actually use, like, oil bar, you know, the soap bars that are made out of oils, essential oils and stuff. And it kind of feels like how it leaves my skin. Feeling clean, you know, but still it's not like squeaky clean, you know, where it's gonna leave my skin dry, right? There is that little protective layer of oil that you feel, you know, very light. There we go. I know. Now the head. So I'm gonna cover the eyes here like that, so that I don't get it right in his eyes. Good boy. Right? And then his ears, I'm gonna cover the opening of his ears with my thumb like that. There we go. And then the other side, same thing. Cover the opening with my thumb. That way I can get the ear leather all clean, but it's not gonna go into his ear canal. And then, let me turn him around here. Oh, you're okay, buddy. There you go. Now, when I do his like muzzle area, I'm gonna hold this area, see that? So that it doesn't go in his nose. So that the water doesn't go in his nose, protect his nose. Good boy. And that way, he can feel that even though I'm spraying the water close to his sensitive areas, I'm not actually going to, you know, let it go into his sensitive area. See, cover his eyes, right? And that way he starts to trust my touch more and more. You know, like I said, the more shared experiences that we have, the stronger this friendship, the relationship grows. So now he's, you know, I've groomed him several times now before, so, and every time it's the same. He did struggle more the first times. He was like, what are you doing, you know? But now he knows, like, okay, this guy always covers my ears, he always covers my eyes, he always covers my nose, you know, so he starts to feel more and more safe. There you go. Good job. Man, I feel all this dead hair here. It's okay, we'll brush that out while we're drying them. So that's the thing, you're never really gonna get all of it because, like I said, they're growing 60 to 70 feet of hair a day. That's in the Small Animal Dermatology book by Kirk and Moeller. But anyways, they're growing that much hair a day, and a lot of it is being recycled, you know, a lot of it's old hair being pushed out by the new hair. But their type of hair is so flimsy and soft, and, you know, it doesn't have enough to push out the old hair, so they just kind of get clumped up in the skin. So you're never gonna get all of it, of course, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to get most of it, because it does take time for, you know, all that old hair that we combed out to get old and replaced again. So we get most of it before the bath. You get some more of it during the bath, and then when I dry him, I'm gonna be combing him as I dry him, and so then more of that dead hair is gonna come out during the drying process, and then after the haircut, we can give him one final comb out after the haircut's done, and then, you know, it's gonna get most of it. Even then, you're not gonna get all of it, but still, you can get most of it, you know? Okay. A little bit. Ava, you inspired by Daddy Dog Groomer. Oh, thank you, Ava. Now get back to your homework. Skyart. I am back. Did I miss anything inspiration? No, Skyart. Except one thing. I think it changed somebody's life. They were saying that they're about to jump off a bridge, but I just changed their life. But nah, you didn't miss that. I just kidding. I just made that. That didn't happen. Ava, a little bit. Llama Lady. I sometimes think my dog has 3 kilograms of hair. Probably more, you know, that's probably being conservative. Okay. So get them nice and towel dried here. So, good boy. So this towel is damp, right? So not all the time. Sometimes I forget to bring enough towels. And one of my clients, they told me, June, like, we're not paying you for your towels, we're paying you for your skills, you know? She had like, I have no problem giving you towels. Anyways. So because this towel is damp now, you know, it's damp, it got them all, you know, damp dry, towel dried. I like to have an extra towel that's clean and dry to put around him. Oh, there we go. And that way, now we have a clean dry towel to absorb the moisture, some more moisture. There we go. And then when I get them back on the table, even though this shampoo has oils and it didn't strip his oils, it actually added oils necessary in his skin, I'm just gonna spot spray a couple of the sebaceous zones with the leave-in conditioner I have, lavender. Yes, I'm a house call groomer, so I come into my clients' homes. So like, wow, you know, this is my life. This is what it's amazing. If anybody told me when I was younger, you can actually earn a living and support a family doing something you absolutely love to do, I would have said, no, it's the other way around, silly. You do something that you hate to do, that you can tolerate without going insane and killing people or yourself. And because you do a good job tolerating the job that you don't like and tolerating people who you don't like at the job that you don't like, as a reward, you get paid, you know, and you take that paycheck and then you get to do some things you like to do if you can afford it after all your bills, you know, like I thought that was how life worked, you know, But no, it's like, wow, people actually, I was even telling my wife one time, like, I think I got to stop singing, and like acting like I'm having such a good time because, I don't want my clients thinking they're paying me just to play around and have fun, like, what if they think that, it's not worth it or something? And one of my clients told me, like, June, if anything, it's the complete opposite, she was saying how much she loves how much I love what I do. And I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. What if it was the opposite? What if I did this grudgingly? And it was hard, and I was huffing and puffing, and sighing, and just letting everyone know how much I don't really like what I'm doing here. I don't think people would really like that, right? They wouldn't really call me back, like, well, if it's that much trouble for you, if you really don't like it that much, don't come back, But I just realized, like, wow, maybe they do like the fact that I like doing this so much, and I'm singing to the dogs and we're having a good time. Maybe they do like that, Of course they like that. I don't know. But yeah, just growing up, I guess watching my parents, I just thought that work was just something that you're not supposed to like. And the more you don't like it, the more you get paid because, people feel bad that you're doing something that you don't like so much that they pay you a little more for it, right? And so the guy with the biggest frown in the office, usually the one that gets paid the most, right? So I started working on my frown. Anyways. Yes, you can tell you have a great passion for dogs and it's awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Llama Lady. Alrighty. So, yeah, and we're taught, what are we taught? Sandra, Joy, what are we taught, right? We're taught live frugally, right? Like, get in line, don't be such a distraction to others. Don't be so loud. Don't disrupt the classroom. Obey the rules, right? Do what everyone else is doing. So you can get a job, right? Get a job that you hopefully won't get fired from. That's what they call stability, right? Job stability. And then you take the paycheck that you earn from that job and you live frugally with it, right? So that you can retire, right? And then you live a little more frugally and then you die, right? I don't know. For me, I really just never liked the idea of that. Iris, how do you feel about wet shaving? I've never done it, and I do whatever I can to help save the coat. So if I'm doing anything wet, I'm usually wet brushing. Wet brushing, wet dematting. Skylar, my dog just tried to jump on my bed and fell. Oh man. Okay. What's the conditioner? Oh, it's a Bark Logic leave-in conditioner, lavender, and it has no parabens, no sulfates. It's even vegan, cruelty and vegan free, or cruelty free and vegan. All right, Laura, perfect. All righty, so yes, see how now it's all clumpy again. So I'm just gonna go through and separate the coat. And as I'm separating this, what I'm doing is I'm giving the product time to set and work, giving the coat, time to actually absorb everything, marinate, I guess. And during that time, I'm gonna help it along by just combing everything through, spreading these oils nice and evenly through the coat, but also combing out more of this dead, fuzzy stuff. Oh shoot, I wasn't even looking at the... What did you spray those certain areas? Oh, why did you spray those certain areas? Oh, because that's the sebaceous zones. So the armpits, here under the tummy where the skin is, the butt area, and then the ears, inside the ears. So I sprayed those areas because those are the areas where oil is being produced the most. So I want to replace as much oil as possible that got washed out during the bath. And that way, the pores inside, it's like a cup, and there's a little layer of oil inside that cup resting at the bottom. When we wash that out, and because of the shampoo, it didn't really strip a lot of it, it probably just got the surface grease. But I do want to try to replace as much oil as possible in those areas so the skin can say like, oh, okay, everything's cool, we got oil, it's not emergency mode, we don't have to kick the sebaceous glands into overdrive, producing more oil so that we can replace what we lost, you know, it doesn't have to go through such a shock, I guess, because we're putting the oils back in there after we wash them out. There we go, good boy. There we go. So, and because I'm separating the hairs while I'm pulling more of this out, when I go through with my hand blow dryer, he's gonna dry so easily. All right, so you inspired me so much. Have you thought about doing a mentoring program? No. I mean, I guess this is kind of like a mentoring program, right? My YouTube channel. LLJL, good morning from Bakersfield, California. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna report that comment. No, I was kidding. Yay, that's a support cue. No, that's a support cute looking baby. Nice. Chris Arlight. Hey, what's up, Chris? How are you? All right, so see, as the hair separates and I'm combing this out, see this side looks already nice and fluffy and almost like it's already drying on its own, and it really is. It's drying on its own now already. So it's giving me a head start on the drying process. There you go, buddy. Alrighty. And you want to hold the skin tight, you know, at the base of the skin, so it doesn't really pull so much on the skin. There we go. Alrighty. You can even see it better. You can see those dead clusters of hair, bundles of hair near the skin. You can see it much better when he's wet. Alrighty. Good shake. Alrighty. Look at that. It's already feeling dry now. It's already starting to air dry. Because the live hairs are literally, and also it's absorbing all the oils as well from the shampoo and from the leave-in conditioner. So as I'm brushing out this old hair that's literally acting like a sponge and just holding on to the moisture, preventing the live hairs from drying, because I'm pulling that out of the skin and the coat, the live hairs are left to push away the moisture, right? The water, and it starts to air dry on its own. So when I go through with the blow dryer, I have it on the cool setting because I don't want to harm the skin by overheating it, because again, the skin is very sensitive. So if the dog's really wet though, and there's just, you know, let's say a cockapoo, a lot of times cockapoos will just be really full of that dead undercoat, and it'll make it really tough to get them dry. Then I'll use the warm setting, you know, to give me a little boost with the warm air to help dry them. But usually I will just use the cool air and dry them with the cool air because their coat is already drying on its own. There we go. And the cool air will also, there are no red spots today because we just did some light combing. But when I'm doing, like on Monday, there was some, you know, kind of areas that got a little red, but I was very careful. So it started to cool down even after, you know, before I left. It started to cool down these areas on the back legs. But, you know, in case we do overstimulate the skin and the skin is irritated and red, the cool air is going to help heal it, you know, cool it back down. Oh, LLJL says, I met super cute baby. I have to go to bed. I have to go, but have a good day. Had a great time. Bye, Llama Lady. Thank you so much. Erica says, I have you on speaker at my job while we get ready to open. The streaming already works as mentoring. Oh, wow. Perfect. Sandra, you are a great encourager. Thank you for you. Thank you, Sandra. Oh my, I mean, I really, it's because of all my failures, you know. I thought, so when I lost my business, when I lost my shop the first time, that's when I really, even before that, when we were struggling financially, I was going deeper and deeper in debt. And I started to listen to Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, these business mentors, you know, about personal development and things like that, only because I started to realize maybe I don't know everything, you know. I was arrogant, I was hard-headed, and that's why I failed, you know. But I realized, like, had I not gone through that though, if my shop was still open and I felt like I was being successful, I would still be that hard-headed, arrogant guy that just knew everything, and I knew that everybody else was wrong, you know? And so I kind of had to go through that and become humbled and seek knowledge because I didn't even realize I needed to know better. I needed to think better. I didn't know, but now I guess going through the hard time and going through that failure made me realize like, hey, I really need to learn more. And here's the crazy thing. I picked up the book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, because I thought, okay, if there's a science to it, might as well learn it, right? So I read the book and I almost felt ripped off. I almost felt like it was a waste of my time. I almost felt like this author is just full of crap, feeding us this airy-fairy BS, because all it was talking about was becoming a better person. Becoming a person that's people think that you're, become a person of integrity, being reliable, keeping your word. And in that book, he even said, it's not about doing certain things, it's about doing things in a certain way, right? It's not what you do, but how you do it. But when I first read it, I had a difficult time with it because I thought I was gonna learn sales strategies, I don't know, like money tactics. I thought I was gonna learn financial strategies and techniques that the rich people knew and that the poor people didn't know. And that's why it's called The Science of Getting Rich, right? So I wanted to learn the science, the how-to. And for it to keep talking about just me becoming a better person, building a better character, it kind of annoyed me, I'll be honest. And that's the kind of crummy guy I was when I first opened up my shop 6 years ago. And yeah, just now, I think I've read it 3 times now. The third time going through it is when I really was able to hear what the author was saying. And I think the first time kind of softened me up to it. And then the second time reading it through, I was like, all right. It's like a couple years later, it somehow crossed my path again on YouTube. I was like, I'll give it another listen on YouTube. It's free anyways, So I listened to it on YouTube. And I don't know, it just started to hit me. So Brian Tracy says that when you read a book again, you don't see things in the book that wasn't there before. You see things in yourself that wasn't there before. I really like that. And so, yeah, the second time around, I was like, wow. These ideas really started to hit me. It's like, I just need to focus on me. I don't need to change the world. I just need to change myself and become a better person, right? And so then I really started working on that, trying to become a more patient husband, more understanding, less judgmental, less critical of my wife, less bitter, less resentful, being a more patient father, being more understanding and accepting, not trying to control my kids so much, not putting my standards and my expectations on them, things like that. And as I became a more caring, patient, understanding husband and father, it started to spill over into other areas of my life. And now I have a business where nobody can take it away from me, The only person that can ruin my business now is me, by being arrogant, by not being humble, by not being open to other people's suggestions, by taking things personally, by getting defensive, things like that, thinking that I'm better than somebody else, Things like that, I think, is the only thing that really is going to ruin me now. The only person that can ruin me now is me, I thought it was all, up to other people, but it's not. It's all me. What if I'm not patient, being impatient and unreasonable with my wife, right? And let's say in my fit of rage, I lose control of my temper, and I say things to her, and I yell things at her that I don't mean, and she leaves me, right? And takes the kids with her, takes my daughters with her. It's like, what, then my business wouldn't mean anything to me, I literally, I would probably even delete this YouTube channel, because it would remind me of things that my wife and I have accomplished together, and how proud of my wife I am, and how grateful I am for all her support and all her help with everything, And so I would lose everything, right? I would lose everything that mattered to me, you know? So I realize now it really is just about becoming a better person. And when I become a better person and I can control myself better, you know, and I am more loving and understanding and caring with my wife and my children, then everything else gets better for me, you know? I don't have to change the world. I just have to change my own world, you know? So yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting how people now consider me wise and a mentor and people that they look up to. But I mean, my daughters will even tell you because they're pretty honest, you know? If you knew me 6 years ago when I had our shop, the Fix Spa in Buckhead, um, I was not even close to the guy you see now, you know? But I have to give myself some credit. I had good intentions, you know, I meant well. Um, and so, you know, at least I was, I guess, smart enough to know that I needed to seek some help. I needed to find some answers that I didn't have, you know? And so I started reading books, you know, and, you know, who knew, you know, that there are books called The Best Advice I Ever Got, you know, what? Why would I not read that? Uh, okay. Ray, hi Jan, what's the best way to dry around the dog's face? Oh, I'll show you. I call it the violin technique, where I tuck the dryer under my chin, and I use both hands. Laura, that's so true. We are our worst enemy. Our failures are blessings, and exactly. The thing is, had the shop worked out, and let's say you know I have employees, you know, and businesses, you know, I'm racking in the money, we're doing well, and my wife, you know, tries to explain some things that I could be doing better or paying attention more to the girls or her, and I would have been that arrogant guy. And I would have been like, you know, what more do you want from me? I'm making all this money. I'm at work all the time. You know, what do you want from me? That's probably something I would have said. And then I would have lost my wife and kids. I probably would be divorced. But I would have my successful shop, right? Who cares? For me, at least. I'd rather have my family and be in a shack somewhere on a deserted island, you know, and find a good source of food and water. I would rather have that and be with my family than, you know, have the whole world think that I'm such a great guy, but yet my wife and my kids roll their eyes, you know? For me, I think all of that other stuff would be meaningless. If I couldn't look at my wife and my girls and see love in their eyes being reflected back to me, then I feel like everything else is meaningless. But again, you know, that's just me. Now again, oh my goodness, I don't want to offend anybody that has gone through a divorce, you know? And I'm not trying to make light of the situation. I've gotten close several times, I'll just admit it, and it's like one of the worst feelings in the world. So again, I'm not trying to say that I'm some special guy because I've somehow managed to save our relationship from crashing and burning on several occasions, you know? And it wasn't even me, it's just more my wife being understanding and patient enough with me to give me the benefit of the doubt and give me another chance, you know? So I don't mean to make anybody feel bad if you have gone through a divorce. If anything, I feel bad, you know, because I know how devastating that can be. So, because you know, several times I even invited it because I was so angry. I wasn't able to control my own emotions, you know. So the anger would get the best of me, and really it was because I was ashamed of myself, you know, and I was feeling so mad at myself and angry at myself and embarrassed, and I was scared to show that, I guess, and so then I would start going on the offensive and blaming and attacking her. Next thing I know, I'm telling her, you know, fine, let's just get a divorce. You know, and I don't mean to open up too much like this to people. I know it's getting negative, and I don't mean to. I'm just saying that I understand, and that's why I feel so strongly about it. You know, like, I realize now what a horrible guy I was to my wife, you know, my kids. I mean, not horrible, because when it was good, it's always good, right? it's just those times when things would happen and frustrate me and really test my patience. And I'm already tired, physically weak, and cranky. And, so yeah, but anyways, had I not lost my business, had I not been humbled, I think I would still be that arrogant guy. And I would probably be, divorced. Yeah. And I probably would be convinced that I was right. And she was wrong. I probably would. I would be totally convinced that I was right, she was wrong, because I'm June the groomer. And who is she, right? No, that's not it. Everything that's valuable in life comes to us for free. Friendships, our family, love, loyalty. But it's the things that cost money that we value sometimes because we feel like it costs us money, and we value money over things. And it's like, no, these things are not important. People are important. Use things, not people. Value people, not things. So, yeah, I thought success meant, a mansion, nice luxury cars, vacations on islands, exotic islands. That's what I thought success was. And it is, it's a form of success, obviously, but for me, and we all have to define success for ourselves, but for me, my personal definition of success is feeling proud of myself, at the end of the day, at the end of the life. Human emotions, it's good you learned from it, June. Not all get that pleasure. Thanks for sharing, dear. Oh, thank you, Erica. Shoot. I always get self-conscious. Like, am I sharing too much? Am I oversharing? Am I opening up too much? Like, I don't want to get too, I don't want to get too personal and into all those, uncomfortable subjects. It's just, I guess when it comes up, though, I don't want to shy away from it either. Okay, there we go. So now that we got his coat all separated, and that didn't take long, right? There we go. Now, oh, you know what? I also have to file his nails, so I'll do that right now. Giving his coat even more time to air dry, and that way, the time with the hair dryer will be cut just automatically, just by going through these steps and giving it time. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so now he's all combed out and clean. See that? Look at that. So, let me get the hair dryer plugged in. Good job there. You are a fan. Look at, see the lines already? He's already shaped and nice, like the advantage of grooming a cute dog like this, all I have to do is just not mess it up. Okay, he's already cute, right? So here's the dryer that I'm gonna be using, right? It's oh, sorry about that. Tourmaline Ceramic 1875 Pro. Don't envy me, guys. I'm just kidding. I think I got this at Rite Aid or something. So I'm gonna have it on the cool setting, right? Cool setting. And then I'm gonna do it on full blast, because I don't even know why they make this lower one. I guess for dogs that are like jumpy or stuff, but. Okay. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna do the nails. Okay. So there's gonna be some dust flying around, so I'm gonna put my. Alrighty, so let's file these nails, buddy. Good boy. So we just want to get the edges and expose that nerve, expose that quick there. There we go. So I want to see that little nerve in the middle there. And the reason for that is that every time we expose that nerve, it draws back into the paw. And so every time we file his nails, we can go shorter and shorter. If we don't expose that nerve, it's going to continue to grow out with the nail. And so then we have to, there's only so far you can clip before you hit that nerve and make it bleed. so we can't clip the nail as short eventually if we keep letting it grow out. So every time we file the nails, we want to expose that nerve, and that way, every time we do that, it's going to be able to get shorter and shorter. There we go. That way, you know, prevent overgrown nails. Because when the nails get overgrown and long, it distorts the way that the paw rests on the floor. It kind of warps the bones because, you know, their nails are too long. So it's not resting flat and comfortably on the ground. Rather than being comfortable on the ground because the nail's too long, it kind of makes the feet kind of shift, the bones shift. So then, you know, it could cause arthritis, foot pain, joint pain. You're okay, buddy. This is the last nail, buddy. I mean, last foot. You're okay, buddy. It always seems to be that last foot. There we go. Good boy there. Good boy. Get that dew claw. Don't forget the dew claw. The dew claw is that little thumbnail, you know, right there on the paw. So he has a little extra nail right there. Okay, so now it's gonna get a little loud. So I'm gonna use both my hands. So I'm gonna tuck this. How often do you change dermal tip? I've been noticing like every few months, every couple months or so. Besides, you have a cute snuggle buddy. Yeah, my wife is pretty cute. She is. No, I was kidding. Ray D, listening now. I'm driving home. Wow, thank you, Ray. Theodora Paz. How often do you change? Okay, perfect, got that. Awesome. So I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna tuck this. And it just came naturally to me because I was grooming a Bichon in Chambly, and I was like, oh, you know what? And I just did that because I used to play the violin, you know. So, anyways, so I call it the violin technique. So I'm gonna change it to warm. I changed the warm setting because on the ears, it seems like the ears are gonna be a little bit harder to dry with the cool air. But with the warm, you wanna keep it moving, not in one spot. You don't even realize how long the hair is till you start drying it. Look how long it is. See, it's on the cool air. So the cool air makes them feel better. There you go. Good job, Bear. You are all dry now. Good shake. All right. Are there any questions? Oh, my phone's almost out of batteries. Okay. Wait a minute, Bear. Okay. All right. Any questions? Oh. Gotta go. Thank you, dear. Okay. Bye, Laura. Okay. I put the hair dryer around my neck. Something like your technique. Okay. Perfect. What's the temperature out there? Been cooling off this week finally. Yeah, I don't know the temperature this week, but it does feel like it is getting cooler. Can you use the lead hanging by the back door? Oh yeah, I could, but it's kind of big. You know, I have those like smaller leads, you know, that... there we go. That way it doesn't really get in the way of the combing and stuff. But, is that working? Okay, it looks like it's charging. Alrighty. And now, I'm gonna use my Andes clippers for, actually, yeah, I could just, there we go. Alrighty. There we are. Okay, so, sorry, normally when I'm grooming, I'm just in the zone, you know, and I just zone out, and I use my grooming appointments kind of like a meditative practice, you know? So when I'm streaming live, I'm very like conscious of like, oh, what are they thinking? Like, can they see me, you know, see what I'm doing, the camera angle? So just a lot more to think about when I actually stream live. But like I said, when no one's home, I do kind of prefer to stream live if they're okay with it, because, you know, at least there's like a record of what happened, you know, instead of just, you know, me saying what happened. Ann Watman, hey, what's up, Ann? Checking back. I love that Bear also wants to lie down. I can't wait to have time to watch this. Thanks again, Jane. Oh, you're welcome, Ann. Bear is so cooperative. Yeah, right? Thank you, Bear. Thank you. Bear's like, wow, a phone. Okay, so just gonna go through and comb real quick where I'm about to clip. And so I'm gonna take enough hair off to where we leave 1 inch of hair on his body. And then I'm gonna blend that into the legs and scissor the legs, shape them up with scissors so that the legs are a little longer. It'll look like it's the same length as the body. You know, hopefully everything will look, you know, like it blends in nicely, you know, look uniform. But it's gonna actually be a little longer to give it that look and give him that nice fluffy teddy bear, you know, effect. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Bear, oh my goodness, isn't he so adorable? With his white eyebrows, oh my goodness, Bear, you are so perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know, he almost reminds me of like a fluffy version of a beaver, you know, beaver terriers, the beavers, what are, you know, like the tricolored Yorkies, you know, from Germany. But anyways, it kind of looks like the coloring, but like a fluffy teddy bear version of a beaver terrier, a beaver terrier. He's just cute. Anyways, he's cute. Cute little teddy bear mountain dog. You know, the coloring, brown, black, and white. All right, Bear. There we go. Oh, nice and silky and soft there now. Okay. So the haircut part, really, this is kind of like mixing all the ingredients together now and heating it in the pan, you know, stir frying it, or, you know, putting all the ingredients, mixing it in the soup, or, you know, it's that part of the process. And, you know, if it, you know, working with the chef analogy. And then when I do the finishing little scissor parts on the legs and feet, that's kind of like plating the dish, you know? Or I guess it could be like if you do bows or bow ties and neckties and stuff like that at the end, that could kind of be like the plating of the dish. But yeah, you want to spend more time, and all your energy, all the labor is put into the prep. That way, when you're cooking and you're plating, it's much easier. Okay. So, some people joining now are going, oh my goodness, it's a cooking show with the Asian guy? It's not like that. Oh man. People tuning in right now. I didn't know there was a cooking show. And he's got a dog on the table? This Asian guy? Anyways. Alrighty. Alright, I'll drop that joke. Alrighty, so we're just gonna go through the coat. It's not gonna take much off. See, it's just barely taking tips off. See that? But it's gonna take enough off uniformly, you know, evenly all throughout the coat. Oh, and a little tip, I like to fold the power cord over and hold it like that. That way it kind of keeps it at that perfect angle where it won't lose power. So I just kind of wrap it like that and hold one part. See that? And so even though I'm not taking much hair off, it's okay. You know, the goal is not to see who can take off the most amount of hair the fastest. That is not the goal. The goal is to take the right amount of hair off of the right places, you know? Knowing where to cut and why you're cutting there is much more important than how fast you can cut it or what you're cutting it with, you know? So this is not a race to see, you know, who has the most hair cut off the dog in the least amount of time. You know, this is grooming. This is just, you know, enhancing the way the dog looks and feels. Because it's much more important that the dog feels good, because feeling good will help them look good. You know, you don't want the dog to just look good. You know, when I was younger, you ever go to the nightclub and you see this guy just decked out in a nice suit? He's got sunglasses on and we're in the nightclub, you know, and this guy has sunglasses on and a nice suit on. He smokes cigarettes, acting real cool at the bar, you know, but won't dance with nobody. You know, he's too cool for that. You know, I would show up in like pretty much my pajamas sometimes and just go out on the dance floor and just start dancing, you know? And I felt like, you know, I don't know. I just felt like I had a much better time. Even though I may have not looked good, you know, I was feeling good, baby. But yeah, anyways, I would much rather feel good than look good. But when you can feel good and look good, wow. Now you're really rocking, baby, you know? I don't know why I said baby. I'm sorry I said baby, baby. All right. Okay, so when I get his underside here, I can lift him a little bit, you know, just to get his underside. And we're not getting a lot of hair off, you know? Like I said, we're not getting a lot off. There we go. And they like him to be, you know, nice and fluffy. You know, that's what they want. That's why they got him, you know? Because he was like he is perfect. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't think that I could purposely make a dog this adorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even imagine it. If somebody said, you know, create the most adorable dog you can ever think of, you know, and you can have it, it'll come to life. I don't know if I could come up with this, you know? He's just too adorable. Okay. Now for the chest, I like to go against the grain. I usually don't go against the grain because, you know, it gives a shorter cut. But I do want that shorter cut on the chest here, just to give it a little bit more of that clean shape and that little more definition. There we go. That way it makes his chest kind of pop out and gives him nice, strong looking shoulders and chest. There we go. So right here on the front, where the chest is, that's where I'll go against the grain. See that? And it just gives that little bit extra length, you know, shortness. Just a little bit extra cut there so that, see that? And right there, see the angles? So it makes it look like he has a nice defined shoulder and chest. There you go, buddy. We already got this side, but just double checking my work. See, we're still getting a little bit more. There we go. And then, you know, I am going to go back over with scissors anyways. So the reason I use clippers is just to save some time and get most of the hair about the same length all over. And that way I don't have to scissor all of this hair, you know, the same length. You know, this is much easier because the length is already set to 1 inch. And just go and get most of the hair that, you know, uniform length. And then when I comb through, I can catch the strays, you know, the straggly hairs, and then trim those down with the scissors. And then you have a beautiful looking dog where all the body parts are just working together. It looks like it flows seamlessly, you know, from the head into the neck, into the shoulders, into the chest and the legs. You know, everything looks like it's just working effortlessly together. And that's way I really feel like, you know, as groomers, we're almost like creating a work of art. It's a symphony where all the different parts of the band and in the strings and the cellos and, you know, it's all working together to create one uniform, beautiful art piece of work where it looks, you know, your eye doesn't just go to one specific area, it just flows. So that's what we're trying to accomplish as groomers. How do I safely trim around the lip area? Trying to be the hair. Oh, trying to get the hair out of the mouth. Okay, I'll show you that. My doggy heard the word cooking, and his eye popped out. Oh man. Yeah, I've used the joke about being Asian and cooking dogs unsuccessfully several times. You would think I learned my lesson, you know? Alrighty. I just, I feel like, yeah, I don't like it. I understand, realize the real horror of what's the situation. But, you know, I mean, I've always dealt with things through humor and just trying to find a way to laugh about it. Oh, Cesar Milan actually. So Cesar Milan was doing a Q&A, and there's a clip. I found this random clip on YouTube because I stalked the guy. So I found this rare clip on YouTube where he was doing this Q&A, and somebody asked him, "Why do you go to China and support, organizations and people in China when they eat the dogs there in China, right?" And Cesar Milan said that he tries not to judge anybody or any other's culture. He's saying because he doesn't know, he doesn't live there, so he tries not to judge and just have an open mind. And so, with no judgment and just an open mind, he asked one of the people working there at one of those shelters and stuff, why do you people eat the dogs? And I'm not trying to be judgmental or mean or anything. I'm just trying to understand why do you eat the dogs? And that Chinese person told him, at least we eat the dogs. In America, you guys put down over 4 million dogs a year in your shelters, and you just discard them like trash. He was like, at least we put them to use, and we eat the dogs, and we honor their life, and we make sure that their death wasn't, in vain. It doesn't just go to waste. We actually use the food, the meat. And so he was saying, and so they feel like they honor the dog more by actually eating the food and being grateful for the meat and the food that it provides, rather than just kill the dogs and euthanize them like we do in America. 4 million, that was a real number at that time. I don't know what it is now, but and we just throw them away like trash. And so Cesar Milan was saying that when he heard that, it did make him take a step back and just kind of reconsider. It just gave him a new perspective on how they see it, not just how we see it. We think it's cruel and barbaric and, unacceptable. And some of them, because you see some footage, some of the practices and the way they do it, it is disagreeable. But, anyways, I don't even know how we got into that. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and just scissor finish everything, and we are good. So I've got my scissors, got my thinning shears. So let's start with the head. Let me pull this out a little bit. There we go, so I have a little bit more room. We can still, oh, you know what? What if we put the camera here, like that? Alrighty. Let's see, put the power cord here. Alrighty. Okay. So for the head, especially the lips, right? So what I do with the lips is I like to comb all the hair out, right? Comb all the hair forward. And you have to have a good feel for the dog, because I'll just give a warning. I have had dogs stick their tongue out and lick at the wrong moment, and I have cut 2 dogs' tongues before. So, just gotta breathe, let go of those bad memories, and understand this is not then. This is this moment now, right? And so, anyways, I'm gonna go here, snip, all right? And then go here. See that hair sticking out right there? Oh, you're okay, buddy. So I'm gonna go and snip. See that? So now it's out, right? And now I know that that's kind of scary and risky to do. So some people use clippers for that area, but he doesn't really like the clippers. And whenever I do try to do the clippers around his face, he kind of moves around and jerks his head back. So for me, because I do have good control over my scissors, I just do that. So I just scissor after you comb the hair forward. There we go. There we go. And so now all of that is trimmed, and you just comb it all back. See that? There you go. Now you can even see like the little skin pigment on his skin there because the hair is gone. Alrighty. So, and then you can just round everything off like that. All right, so it looks nice and blended and round. Now, I usually like to start with the eyes first, so we'll do that. Comb this ear as well, still a little damp. It's that dead undercoat, especially the ears, has so much of it that, you know, even though it felt completely dry, it starts to slowly start to feel a little damp again because there's still some of these fuzzy old hairs, you know, that's holding on to that moisture. There we go. So fine and flimsy, you know, because there's so many of them. Only one of their hairs out of the bundle of hairs they grow, about like 12 to 17 hairs out of every follicle, only one of them are primary hairs. So that's why there's so many of these little fine flimsy hairs, because that's most of the hair growing from that follicle. Only one or two of them are actually the live, like primary hair, the guard hair. The rest of them are all secondary hairs, or that protective undercoat, you know, like the goose down feathers. Okay, so let's do the eyes first. Oh. Still, just now checking back in. I've gone to the bathroom 2 times and ate snacks. I'd be thinking, do you sometimes give the pups potty breaks? Yes, I do, if they need it. You know, if he was like doing the potty dance, yeah, of course. By the way, that's horrible Violin festival. I can't even, yeah, I'm sorry I even brought it up. Not the same as humanely euthanized at all. I will have horrible nightmares till my death. Oh, sorry I reminded you of this, Texas gal. By the way, that is the reason I'm vegetarian. Yeah, and you know, I gotta admit, I feel bad because more and more people have been asking me about that. Why am I not vegetarian? And you know, a lot of it has to do with just how I grew up, you know, and food was a big way to comfort us, you know, especially growing up the way we did. And a lot of times I have very just good associations, just, you know, with meat and meat being cooked, you know, because anytime meat was being cooked, it meant, you know, something special was happening, you know, the family was getting together, you know, it was just, it meant that we were good, you know, good things were about to happen, and it just, it's comforting, you know, the memories and things like that. Some, you know, most of the good memories I have involve eating some meat and food, you know, being cooked, because in, you know, especially Asian cultures, you know, it's rice and kimchi most of the time. You know, it was like that at our house especially, and you know, anytime we had some meat cooking, that was a special day, you know. So I guess now, since I'm able to afford it, you know, I buy, you know, ribs and, you know, like pot roast, and we do like slow cook, you know, use the slow cooker, and we, you know, we cook all kinds of stuff that I just always wish I was able to eat when I was younger. So, and I'm not trying to draw sympathy or play the victim or anything. This is just me really thinking about it, because I really, when people ask me, I realize I never even put any thought to it. I just, you know, I just ate meat. And when they ask me, like, you know, if you really do love animals and you really do care about the way they're being treated and everything, you know, I don't know why you're supporting the meat industry. So this is just me, you know, sharing some of the time, you know, like what I've been thinking. I've really been putting a lot of thought into this. Like, why is it so hard for me to just give up meat, you know? I used to be a vegetarian, you know, in high school. You know, and it was hard. It was very difficult, you know, for me, but, and plus I couldn't really afford to buy meat anyways, you know. It was just easier to buy bean burritos at Taco Bell, rather than buy like the stuff that had the meat in it anyways. And at Subway, I would get the Veggie Delight, you know, the veggie sub, and that was only $5 compared to, like, you know, all the other subs are like $7-8. So for me, it was always it worked out better anyways to be vegetarian when I was younger. But I always thought to myself, oh man, if I could only afford to eat a lobster, you know. I remember asking my mom several times when I was a kid. My mom even brings it up too, how she regrets never taking me out to eat a lobster, because, you know, I saw it in the movie or something. I forget where. Friends talked about it, and I just always, because I knew I love shrimp, I love crabs, you know, blue crabs. They were hard to get the meat out of, you know, but it was worth it. But anyways, I knew I loved seafood and everything, and so I just knew that if I ever tasted lobster, I would love it, you know. And I just always asked my mom, begged her, could we please, you know, just try lobster one day and it off, and I lobster till I met Kimmy. And my wife and I, no, I think it was even like after we had kids, and my daughter Ava wanted to eat a lobster, and so we bought some lobsters and cooked it at home. I think that was the first time I ever actually had a lobster. It's just, oh, good boy. Yeah, he is a good boy, right? I'm from Texas and I'm part Mexican. Huh? Hello, meat is in our DNA. I can never give up meat, Skyart. Yeah, and the thing is, that's the thing. I try to avoid saying words like never and always. So I'm not gonna say I'll never give it up. I am giving it a lot of thought and consideration. Um, Especially, I've been watching some old Star Trek episodes, The Next Generation and the original Star Trek, on Netflix. And even in Star Trek, they don't eat meat anymore. They have, it's like molecularly, constructed it to taste and look like meat, but they don't actually kill any animals, and, they don't actually eat meat anymore because it's inhumane. And I was like, wow, I can't honestly call myself a Trekkie, and continue to eat meat like this. I can't live with myself. No, I was kidding. Oh man. But yeah, it is a fascinating topic, right? Like, and here's the thing, now that I realize how hard it is how difficult, I'm not gonna say impossible, but it is so difficult to control myself and control my own urges and control my own emotions. So now that I realize how difficult it is to control myself and do the things that I know I should be doing that would be better for my life, so now that I realize that, I realize it is impossible, literally impossible, to change anybody else, or control anybody else, because, I actually do have the option to control myself completely. The option is always there. I always have the keys to the car, but for some reason, it's just really hard to control myself. And now that I'm aware of it, and I can feel, sometimes, I'm losing my patience, I'm feeling impatient, I'm feeling irritated, I'm feeling annoyed, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling insecure, all these things. Now that I understand how hard it is to control myself, I stopped trying to, control or change anybody else now. Okay. There we go. So now that we got his ears shaped, see, his ears are nice and trimmed up now, has a nice little shape. I already trimmed in between his eyes on Monday, so there's not a lot to trim. But there we go. So see that? I just do like a triangle shape, see? So that way, triangle. Oh shoot, that's not even showing. There we go. Triangle this way, right? To get all that. And then a triangle this way. See? This angle here. Oh, let's do it here. Like that. See? So diagonally this way. Right? This diagonal. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Get all that straggly hairs right there, right? And then we do it a diagonal shape this way. And that way you get that nice little fan there. Nice little triangle that opens up the eyes. And then we'll kind of soften this up here. Blend this a little better. So he doesn't just have this big, massive chin coming out of nowhere, There you go, buddy. Okay. So now that we got his head done, my buddy, oh, look at that adorable head. Okay, so now we'll do his legs, and we're done. Okay. All right, buddy. I'll start with his back leg. You're okay. There you go. You're all right, buddy. Alrighty. And then after I'm done, I'll definitely give him a breakout back because he's been such a good boy. And then once he's off the table and he knows he's done with his haircut, he'll go and take a break outside. and because he knows he's done, you know. And then when we get back in here, like he does not want to get back on the table. He's like, I am done. So we're just gonna go ahead and finish this. So I'm only a few minutes away anyways. So we'll just trim everything, shape everything up real quick, right? There we go, shape up his feet, make them nice and tight and round. That way, the closer we can get the hair to the actual toes, the tighter we can make this little round foot, the longer he can go without it getting too long and, you know, tangled up again. So, and it looks cute too, to have this tight little round, round little teddy bear foot. There we go. And then I like to lift it up one more time, just to, there we go, because then I can see little hairs popping out from underneath that I didn't see from the top view. So then I can go ahead and just clean up that. There we go. Look how cute that looks. Oh my goodness, a cute little foot. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see it better. And what you can do is go through with the thinners and make them even softer just by like softening up the edges a little bit. Then you can go ahead and make this foot even softer so it doesn't have any like edges sticking out. Makes it look like a cute little teddy bear. There we go. There we go. Shape up the knee a little bit. Give it a little angulation so it makes it look like a strong leg there with nice shaped knee. You know, nice little bend there. There we go. Shape up here. So it's nice and tight back here. Alrighty. Give the tail a place to wag. There we go. That way it can wag here without catching a lot of hair. See that? Now same thing with this other back leg. Then he can sit down, we can do his front legs. Alrighty. Alright, buddy, let's get this foot here. So same thing, I'm going to clean up the bottom as best I can, right around the foot, see? As tight as I can get, close as I can get. And then, oh, you can't see. There we go. And then, after I set the foot down, let me lift this one so you can see. Then I'm going to go through and go ahead and tighten it up. It's like trimming the hedges. Alrighty. I was trimming the hedges and, you know, the hedges in front of our house. And, you know, I was able, you know, with the hedgers, like big old hand scissors, you know, like arm scissors, I guess. Yeah, but I hedged the bushes, made nice little Bichon, round Bichon heads on the hedges. It was nice. I was like, this is a lot like dog grooming. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So I know I kind of jumped around. I just kind of trimmed a little bit on his tail, but that's because a lot of times, you know, I see something where I wasn't able to see it before, like little hair sticking out, and I don't want to, you know, just ignore it and then try to come back to it later and not see it again. So I just feel like, oh, while I'm seeing it, let's just get it. And with my scissors literally feel like just an extension of my hand now. And see how I can just control that one. So, like, I don't know. For me, it's just easier to just look at a piece of hair and cut it, you know? Okay, now this tip here, I'm gonna just trim, there you go, just a little bit off the tip. Because again, we want to keep the tip so that it guides the stream. Alrighty. So now we want to do the same thing. Oh, I see some hair sticking up right there. There we go. Soften up this one. Okay. And we like to leave the tail, you know, because it's beautiful. Beautiful long tail, you know, as it wags like a beautiful flag or something. All right. There we go. There we go. Back feet are nice and tight. Now we gotta do the front legs. There you go, buddy. See, we're still catching on a few of these bundles of dead hair. Nowhere near as much as before, of course, but you know, they're still there. Little pockets of dead hair that this brush is catching on because there's millions of them. You know, like I said, every pore, you know, houses a few follicles, a few hair follicles. Every follicle is producing about 12 to 17 hairs. That means that out of every pore, you can have, you know, anywhere from like 30, 50 hairs coming out of a single pore. So, and then a lot of those hairs are not in their early stages of life. They're kind of towards the end of their life cycle. And so they're gonna get frayed, detached from the root, you know, and fuzzy, and they're gonna start to tangle up. And so, yes, it's just, you know, when we realize how the dog's body, the skin is working, you know, then it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. There we go. Alrighty. So then I'm gonna have him stand up so I can shape the rest of the foot and the leg. There you go, buddy. All right. Oh, right there, I see. Okay. Now, I'm not going for perfect, obviously, but if I see something and it's obvious to me, I notice it and I see it, then I feel like it is much easier, even just for my own mental health, so I don't keep obsessing over it, just to cut it when I see it. I'm not trying to be nitpicky or perfectionist. It's just, you know, I see it, you know, I see that this hair is obviously too long right here, you know, so if I can see it, I want to cut it. So but if I can't see it, then, you know, obviously, so I guess part of being an artist is learning to see well, right? Learning to see better. Because if you can't even see what needs to be cut, then, you know, how will you know what to cut? So I guess, yeah, you know, it's not, oh, so my mentor gave me a little tip that I really, really liked. He told me that, June, maybe a part of the reason why you went out of business the first time is because you're a perfectionist. You know, everything needs to be perfect. And I was like, but I thought that was a good thing, you know? I was like, you know, I was always proud of the fact that I'm a perfectionist. I kind of bragged about it, you know? And he was saying, no, aiming for perfection is really a recipe for disaster, because he was saying that there is no such thing as perfect. And so you're always striving for an unattainable goal, which will always create frustration and disappointment. And he was saying, rather than try to be perfect, just try to be excellent, because excellence is attainable. You can do an excellent job. And he's saying that what really brought it home for me, what really helped it to really click and register in my mind, was he said, imagine that you're working with a group of excellent people. He was saying, doesn't that feel good just to even imagine it? You know, you're working with a group of excellent people, work is gonna get done, you know, you're gonna be creative, it's gonna be a fun work environment, you're gonna feel like you're making progress. But he's saying, now, imagine you're working with a group of perfectionists, right? Now all of a sudden, it's like, oh, the work will probably never get done. Everybody's gonna be, you know, frustrated and kind of critiquing everybody else and criticizing everyone else's work and picking each other's work apart, you know, and nothing's ever gonna be good enough, and it's gonna be frustrating, you know? And so, yeah, when he said that, it really just helped it make sense to me. Like, I don't wanna be perfect. I just wanna be excellent, you know? So it's doing good enough, I think, is not good enough. Because anybody can come and be good enough, you know? Good enough is easily replaceable. Maybe not easily replaceable, but it is replaceable, good enough. But when you go a little step above that, and now you're great, not just good enough, but it's great, now it's a little more difficult to replace you. You know, if you're doing a great job as a groomer, not just good enough. Now you have a loyal clientele that are talking about you, right? And then when you go a little step above that, right, and now your work is not just great, but it's excellent, now not only do you have a loyal clientele, but they booked for the rest of the year. They've committed dates on their schedule for the rest of the year. And there are 15 other people on a waiting list, you know, waiting to hear from you, to know when they can possibly get on your schedule. You know, now you're something special. And you want to be different, not better. Oh, because when you're the best, you're number one. And you constantly have this pressure to defend that position of number one, you know, defend that title. And that's a lot of pressure, and there's always going to be someone better. So, but when you're unique, you're the only one. When you're different, you're the only one. There's no competition. And so, you know, that's my little piece of advice is, you know, that's why I say find your own style, find your own truth, and live by it. You know, really live by it. Live your own truth. Come up with your own recipe, you know, your own process. And then call it something, you know? And then be willing to deliver it every single time, you know? Because that's little by little, a little becomes a lot, you know? One by one. There we go. There we go. So now, his front feet are shaped up. Nice and round and tight. His back feet. His front foot. Oh, 1 second, buddy. 1 second there. Alrighty. His front feet has always been sensitive for him. There you go, buddy. Alright. There we go. There we are. Now look at him. Oh my goodness, my charger just... Oh my goodness, Bear, look at those little feet. Look at those little round feet. Oh my goodness, and look at your little round face, Bear. All right, I know how to get his attention. Oh, what is that? What is that? Is that your collar? Okay, I got your collar. Sit, buddy. Sit, Bear. Anybody worried that he would... Oh, look at him. He might be depressed. I think he's sad. No, look at him. He's just... Oh my goodness, he was just tired. Oh, Ray says, all cute. Okay. Please emphasize the importance of scissor safety. Watch, those thinners have sharp teeth. Watch out, exactly. Miss Sexy Red. Miss Sexy Red. Hey, my favorite groomer. I live from Richmond, Virginia. You do, wow, thank you. Miss Sexy Red. You do well. I trimmed 2 of my friend's dogs off your, wow. Miss Sexy Red. Oh, I am Mr. Sexy Brown. Or yellow, I guess, if you want to get technical. I am Mr. Sexy Yellow. Nice to meet you, Miss Sexy Red. And this is Mr. Sexy Tricolor. Mwah. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna let him down and let him have a break outside. Thank you so much for everybody who watched. Oh my good, isn't he so adorable? And he feels so soft, silky. Oh my, oh, I'm just gonna eat you, buddy. I'm just gonna eat you up. Same here, LOL. Nice, all right. Well, thank you so much for everybody who joined me. That's it. Maybe I'll put like a little Instagram video on our Instagram after he gets back from outside break, potty break. All right, buddy. Bye, guys.